The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered! You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
New week, new countdown. Welcome to a Monday episode of the Bostonian versus the book. Dave Sharapan, the book, Matt Perrault, the Bostonian. We are live, YouTube, Twitter, replay, Sirius XM, channel 159, and on Sports Grid television each and every Monday. Well, on Sports Grid, it's Monday to Saturday. You guys get 6 days of us on Sports Grid. We have not one but two guests loaded in the first half an hour. We are front loading the show today, Mr. Sharapan. How are you on this Monday? We got a lot of stuff going on today. It's not sports equinox, but it kind of is. We got 4 sports going today, right?
We'll get to all that. One, it's great to see you. Two, the countdown worked. Everything, one start. We got a lot of things happening, a lot of things changing, a lot of things staying the same. But you guys will notice it. You guys are in the chat. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We got to get over 100 likes, one show this week. That's the goal. I don't know if it's going to be Monday. I don't know if it's going to be Tuesday. I don't know if it's going to be Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. But one of the days this week between the Discord channel, which is what again?
BBBshow.com.
That stays the same. The show time stays the same. Ish time, 11 o'clock. Guests change. Overlays change. Look at this work this boy Sonic is doing every day. The uniforms change. The hats change. But we're always moving. We're always grooving. The internet is good. Yeah. Not great. We're going to hang with it. We're good to go. We got guests from different places, Brigade members all over the country, all over the international. Our Australian friends are watching us the next day. Our England friends are watching us in prime time right now. Right. And you guys could be watching us later on Sports Grid TV and all of those outlets on the replay. 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 o'clock a.m., wherever you're at, 12 o'clock Central. We got to talk to Central people because we're going to talk to one today. A lot of things happening, Perrault. I'm fired up. I'm fired up.
The Jet fan of the show is going to join us here momentarily. He's already in the green room. He's going to the game tonight. So we'll get to that. I want to know which star player gets hurt tonight because he was there last time when Rogers went down. So now he's going back to the game. So Rogers, last time he was on the show, went to the game. Rogers blew out his Achilles. So what is it? Sauce Gardner's turn now tonight? Like, is that what's going to happen? Like, you lost your best offensive player. Best defensive player goes next. So we'll get to that here in just 1 second. Brommelkamp's going to come on because Iowa football, it might be the weirdest betting anomaly ever because they keep on winning, but they can't score to save their lives.
Oh.
And that game was the easiest under bet maybe I've ever made.
Maybe ever.
Between, Iowa now is 28.5 this week. Northwestern couldn't score. Iowa couldn't score. They won 10-7 on a last-second field goal. Are you kidding me?
Didn't cover. The game stayed under. Football at a baseball stadium. Apparently, it don't work. Maybe it works.
No,
I don't know. But we're going to ask Brommelkamp what it was like there and what it's like being in the crucible of the Iowa circle.
They're going to be in the Big Ten. They're going to be in the Big Ten title game. Iowa football is going to be in the Big Ten title game. It's ridiculous.
I don't even have a retort. I don't even know what to say.
They already lost. They're going to play Michigan or Penn State. It's going to be ugly. It could be Ohio State, but I don't think Ohio State gets there. I don't think Ohio State's very good. I think this weekend kind of confirmed that I don't think Ohio State's very good.
That's perfect. The tribal chief, the kid likes Ohio State. He adopted Ohio State for his college football team,
How do you adopt Ohio? Wait a minute. You're adopting Ohio State as your...
He did it just to be a jagoff because he knows me and Newbie like Penn State. So
he
picked Ohio State to be the foil.
Better.
That's what he does.
I don't mind that.
He's a Jets fan through and through. He's
I don't mind that,
tortured Jets
but
fan.
New York fans taking Ohio State fans, it's like
Doesn't make
whoa.
sense, does it?
No, it doesn't
No.
really at all.
No,
That's
not at all. But he doesn't.
that's very
make
weird.
sense.
All right, before we get to Tony, let's quickly get our thoughts here. I don't wear jet gear because I'd rather shave my head than wear jet gear. So
You bald would look unbelievable.
my dad's bald. I may be on the way, so I may be joining that at some point in my life.
I just
but
tightened it up today, baby. I was shaving.
I'm 46. I'm on my way, but I'll hold on to the hair for as long as I can. But
Right.
it's kind of like if Lucifer touches holy water, it just
Whoa.
burns. I can't wear jet gear.
Lucifer into this. Hold on.
Well, it's the Jets. Jets are owned by Lucifer, and they're run by Lucifer, and it's New York. It's Lucifer. That's what it is.
Oh, no.
My team can only beat one team because my team is loved by God, and God never loses. So God beats the Jets, and the Jets are owned by Lucifer. So there you go.
I was a Commander fan this weekend. You know they lost.
It's okay though. We only beat one team. We'll beat the Jets at the end of the year, like we always do. It's just
No, you've done it.
you just pencil in every win. Jets, Patriots, we always win. Can't beat a horrible Commanders team, but we can beat the Jets. So in New York too, by the way. So they got to come to Foxborough. But
nothing makes sense of this right now.
Chargers move off of the 3 to 3.5. Where's all the Jet love? I thought everybody was on the Jets.
No. All the 3.5s are gone. It's paying at 3.
What?
It's paying at 3 right now. Juice, heavy juice in a couple places here in Vegas. 3 lay 20 with the Chargers. They're not going back. It's going to take a mountain of money for the local places here to go back to 3.5. The places back east, our friends at FanDuel, they like to move off the number.
Right.
That's fine.
DraftKings at 3.5. Offshore's 3.5.
3.5 minus 08. Oh, they're playing with the juice now on the side and the total. They got to over 12.
Yeah, it was 3.5. I'm telling you, it was 3.5 an hour ago. I mean, there were like 5 places that were at 3.5. I was stunned. It wasn't just FanDuel. FanDuel's still at 3.5. But I was like, what is going on? Everyone's at 3.5. So they're all gone now. So locally, they went to 3.5. Everybody bought them off of it. We're back to 3 here for this one. Look, the Chargers have gone 5 straight games to the under. The Jets can't score, make your own, prostitution joke, but on anybody, on anybody, Jets can't score on anybody. So this is an under bet, is it not? This is just under.
I hope it's under. I have under in the one contest I've been, we're allowed to pick totals, and I picked the total under. I got under 41.5. So it was a good number, and it was under. I don't know. I mean, the last Jets game against the Giants set football back 30 years. Was terrible. I don't know what's going to change tonight. The Chargers looked great at home against the Bears, as they should. Now they're going to New York. I haven't found out yet about the wind. We got the kid to give us the on-the-ground report.
Okay.
What the weather is like, what it's going to be like. He's all over this Breece Hall. Newbies texting us. Breece Hall over rushing and receiving yards prop. Can't lose. He's going to eat tonight. I don't know. I like under. I like under. I don't know.
Breece Hall is a walking injury, but I like Breece Hall too. When he's healthy, he's a dynamic back. When he's healthy, just tough time staying healthy. So I like the under, but I'm going to same game tease this just because I'm a glutton for punishment, and you can easily jack this thing up to a number that the Jets.
What are you doing? Jets up and under, up and go under?
Yeah. You can go to 46.5. The Jets haven't had a single game be higher than 43 in terms of a point total being scored this year. So, and the Chargers have been under 5 straight games. So 46.5 is a big number for the Jets.
They got a lot of problems, especially in the red zone too. Like they just don't. I mean, go for it, don't go for it. We don't kick field goals when we're supposed to. We kick them when we're not supposed to. There's a lot of things happening with.
Look, Brandon Staley's the coach of the Chargers. Jets can win this game. I mean, they have a walking clown show as the coach. So
the bald guy got to make the right calls tonight. Coach, Saleh against Staley.
I like Robert Saleh a lot more than Brandon Staley, personally.
I would vote that most of the people in the chat, which they keep piling in right now, I would say, who would you rather have as your coach, Saleh or Staley? I don't think there's one person that would say Staley in the chat. If you guys are in here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, pick your coach tonight. Who would you rather have if you got to put money on it?
All right, we're going to debut it here. Let's go to New York. Tony Anitz is our resident Jet fan. Debuting a brand new look for BVB.
Oh, God.
Hold on. Hold
Put
on.
him in a big box.
Hold
please.
on.
Put him in that big
Hold
box.
on. There we
look
go.
at that kid.
Look at that.
this kid.
And look at this. And we're golden. Sonic, you're doing some phenomenal work, my friend.
Phenomenal.
Look at this overlay. Beautiful stuff. Tony, how are you? Welcome back to BVB.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I just got to make one point. I don't appreciate how you said which Jet superstar is going to get hurt tonight. And I get it. I get it because like New England doesn't have a superstar on their team to even get hurt. So if any of those guys get hurt, it's like,
our guys are
no
hurt.
big
No,
deal.
our superstars are hurt. Matthew Judon's a superstar. He's hurt. I mean, we have one.
Oh,
Judon.
He is. But you just poked fun at me, so I gotta bring it back.
Listen, this is what we do on the show. We give and take. We give and take, stick and move. You're
I hope
always
not.
sticking
I don't
and
root
moving.
for injuries. I don't root for injuries.
Nobody's
New England,
rooting for
my team.
injuries.
Rooting for
Just
injuries.
saying.
Relax.
He
Relax.
might be.
Jet fan.
20-second
Relax.
timeout. Last time you were on the show, you took down Aaron Rodgers for the whole season. You went to the game. You took him down. You were distraught. You've heard you on the Cash Considerations podcast, Troubled Chief, not Tribal Chief, what you said. You were very troubled. You were done with the Jets. Now you're back on board, Tone. You're going to the game tonight again. They're home dogs. And you're the biggest, like, you love the team until you don't, and then you badmouth them. You cry they're going to lose.
Yeah.
What side are you on tonight? Do you think? Because, oh, by the way, they would be the only AFC East team to win a game if they somehow beat the Chargers tonight. Just saying. Who you
then
like?
it'd be a half game out of first place.
It's crazy.
I'm not used to hearing first place in the Jets in the same terminology. So for me,
In
it's
November.
like a little.
You're right. In November. Right.
It's
Maybe
exactly
September.
Maybe September after week
Yeah.
one, once in a while, if I catch a break. But this far, it's a little cold outside right now. So to hear first place is a little shaky. I'm on the Chargers tonight. I said this on the Cash Considerations podcast. I just feel like the Chargers find a way to lose every week. Eventually, that has to turn around, right? Like every time they're in prime time, they find a dumb way to lose a game.
It's
Now,
their coach.
Putting the
Jets-
Chargers bet on, you're on the Chargers to mush them, or you actually think they're going to?
No, I'm actually on them. No, see, I'm not like newbie where I'm like, oh, we did reverse mush. No, I'm on the Chargers tonight. I said this on Cash Consider. I'll say it again here because at the end of the day, I want people to make money, right?
Okay.
I want my team to win. I'll gladly lose. Like, if you can tell me that the Jets will win tonight and whatever, fine, no problem. Like, that's fine with me. But like, if I'm a smart betting man, I'm on the Chargers tonight. I mean, Jets can't score. You guys just said it. They have trouble scoring in the red zone. When they move the ball, we know once we get inside the 20, right, it's going to be 3 points. So threes don't win you games. Chargers offense is good. The Jets defense is really good, but it's like, I don't know. I still can't trust Zach Wilson at the end of the day as much as I want to root for him, and I hope he does well. Until you show me, like, I can't believe it. So, we'll see. I do like the under though. I do like the under here.
How's
I don't know.
the weather? Is the wind blowing? Is it going to
60.
be
No. It's 60 degrees right now. Kickoff will be around
Gorgeous.
50 and change.
Oh, it's
So
gorgeous.
that's great football weather. That's great football weather.
Chargers are going to be fine.
Problem is when we talked about last week, and then also when we played Zach Wilson cannot play in the rain. So that's a very big issue. The New England game poured the whole game. He just can't do anything. Last week was the worst football game of all time. Everybody was happy about the Jets won. I was not happy. I was like, this is embarrassing. -9 passing yards from Tommy DeVito. Shout out the Italians. I don't claim him. So that was disgusting. But you know what? A win is a win. Doesn't matter. To me, it does not matter. So we'll take that win. We're rolling to this week. If we win this week, 5-3 going into Vegas on Sunday night, I'll be excited.
Are you
So
coming?
no.
Are you coming to Vegas?
No, you act like I could just pick up all. Let me go to Vegas, spend $5,000, just like boom, right off the bat.
Right.
It's just not. It's not a cheap.
It's a hard
weekend.
trip. It's a hard trip. It's expensive.
Yeah, the
trip.
tickets to go to that stadium ain't too cheap either.
No, it's the most expensive in the NFL at the moment. And look, I think people actually might want to go to that game after what they looked like yesterday.
Yeah, they looked good yesterday. I mean, they played Tommy DeVito again, so I can't go crazy. But their offense moved the ball.
Yeah. I mean, AOC looked pretty damn good. He was, I
Yeah.
mean, they wanted him. And look, they pounded their chest. They talked about it all week. They said, watch. And they went out there and scored 30 points. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think they scored more than 20 before that.
Yeah. I
this
mean, they
year.
looked
I think it was
horrible.
something like that.
Devontae Adams looked like he was re-engaged. He wanted to go, and the team looked like they wanted to play defense. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on the Raiders. But back to tonight here for just 1 second. When you look at this Jet defense up against the passing attack, Do you think the Chargers will try to run the ball tonight more because of the secondary and what Justin Herbert might be facing? They may be looking to take away the pass and give up a bit in the running attack.
Well, that's the Jets' struggle a little bit is their run defense. So I expect them to run the ball, but you know what it is, like Herbert's a gunslinging QB to me, right? So at the end of the day, like, yeah, they're going to run the ball with Eckler. They're going to probably do a lot of checkdowns to him. Quincy Williams is going to be wherever Eckler is, right? So that's the matchup I'm looking forward to is Eckler-Quincy. If we can stop Eckler, I'll feel pretty good because I know we're going to play zone. We're going to sit back. Sauce and DJ Reed out there. I feel fine with that. I feel like they'll try to – it's so tough, man, because this guy Staley, you never know what he's going to do. Like, I get so nervous watching a Charger game because I'm like, yo, he's going to run some nonsense. Like, and you don't know what to expect. But you would imagine a stable head coach would say, let's try to open up the run game, go to play action, try to catch them over the top, right? That would be the smart thing to do. But like we said, he's not smart. Kicking field goals when he's not supposed to. Like, we'll see. I mean, the Jets got to score points. You want to win the game, score points tonight. Chargers defense isn't great. I mean, between Bolsa and Mack, Jets offensive line is very shaky. Hopefully Tippmann plays tonight because the Jets line is banged up.
Banged up.
Banged up bad. And it's like Zach's like he's gonna be running for his life, and when he runs for his life, it's not good. It's just not good.
Let's go this route. Buffalo lost.
Yeah.
Miami lost. New England
Stink.
lost. New England's not winning the division.
No,
they may not win
right now. Perrault just brought Lucifer into the conversation a little bit about talking about wearing the Jets stuff.
Yep.
I know how you feel about your other AFC East competitors, brethren, things like that. As of right now, November 6th, Monday, who is winning the AFC East, Anthony?
Oh, you got to put me on the spot.
Yeah, I do.
Just say Miami. Just say Miami.
I would like to say Buffalo, but I checked their schedule last night and that gets brutal coming up. So I would stick with Miami. They're gonna beat the bad teams and they're gonna lose to the good teams, but they'll catch a team or two here eventually. So but they gotta play the Jets twice still. I think they have Buffalo again.
That's what I wanted you to think about. Is it the Jets are not really?
I mean, listen. If
to even believe that, right?
No, absolutely not. But I will say, if the Jets somehow win these next two games, they're 2 games after are Buffalo, Miami. The division's there then. Then you really start having that conversation. But it's like, out of Tua, Josh Allen, Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson's the worst. So I still can't trust him. Okay. I would stick with Miami though. I think that's the safe play. And they're explosive. I mean, and the game was in London yesterday. Tua, if he doesn't miss that throw, which I don't know how he missed it, it's 21-21.
It happens.
So it's like they didn't get pumped. I mean, they were down 21-0, but then they came back, so they didn't get pumped. I would say Miami though. I'm with Perrault on that one. Unfortunately, I don't want to agree with this guy on anything, but if I got to give him one thing, it'll be on that. I'm just happy that his team sucks and Belichick is getting exposed week by week. So
wait.
Good enough.
Wait. What do we exposed? How?
Perfect. Tom Brady was the horns. I was it. I've seen enough. That Tom Brady show.
Tony, you weren't alive when the Patriots were winning championships with defenses. What year were you born?
Brother, 96.
96. Okay. So when the Patriots won their first Super Bowl, you were still sucking on a binky, my friend.
Oh,
so
that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I've seen them all.
So
you've tormented my whole life.
Correct.
You've
but the
tormented
Patriots
my whole
won
life.
3 championships with Tom Brady as a game manager. You know Tom Brady
so
post 2007.
Yeah, I'm aware. No, I know Tom Brady prior.
You don't know Belichick in 2001, 2004.
Every Super Bowl you guys have, you can combat that you guys should have lost it, but the 3 you've lost, you could also say they could have won. So I won't argue with there.
No, but the point is, you can't say Belichick is getting exposed because Belichick.
Oh no, I will. No, I will. No, I will.
Defense that won 3 championships for the Patriots and went 3-0 in Super Bowls by riding a defense.
They can't win a game. They can't win a game right now. And I love every second of it.
It's fun.
And I just blame him.
I told Dave this. You blame him. I don't care. To me, I'm good.
I blame him. I'm just telling you, you get beat by Ron Rivera. That's not good.
I have 6 championships. I have 6.
That's okay. That's okay. No,
you guys have 6 wins? Well, how many seasons have you seen 6 wins? I have 6 rings.
We did this. It's funny. We actually did this.
6 rings.
How many? We did this on Cash Considerations. I think like 2 weeks ago. It was like how many winning seasons I've seen of the Jets, and I think it was like 5.
5 winning seasons in your lifetime,
and there's 6 rings in New England.
Yeah, I'm aware. But I'm not. But I'm aware. But all that is nonsense. That's prehistoric. That's like me saying that the Yankees have 27 championships. I'm over that. So I don't fight with that either.
What do you mean you do say
No,
that?
I don't. See, I don't. I don't
say
use that. Or not me. I'm not a stereotypical Yankee fan, so I'm not in that category. Dave knows that.
What you are, though. Hold on. All right, this is the last one for me because we got Brommelkamp getting ready to come in and talk about the Midwest. The Knicks are hosting the Clippers tonight. You're a partial season ticket holder of the Knicks. You are a diehard Knicks fan.
Unfortunately,
You know the world's behind the Celtics. But they're home dogs tonight to the Clippers, Anthony.
Yeah, have you seen Julius Randle play basketball this year?
Not good.
He's been through 6 games, the least efficient player of all time.
Regression.
Tell that girl to stop bothering you right now. You're on the show.
He got a text message.
Wait, I lost you. I'm back.
The girl's got to stop bothering you while you're on the show. Tell her to stop bothering you.
Is it gone?
Are you back?
I froze. Okay, I don't know what happened
back.
there.
All right, you're back.
You got a text message.
He's the least efficient player through 6 games in the history of the National Basketball Association.
It's bad.
So I don't want to hear about him. It's too early for me. It's crazy because the Jets are relevant in November, and it's too early for me to care about the Knicks right now. So, it's only 6 games. He'll figure it out eventually. It's just I've seen enough out of him. So take the Clippers tonight. He's going to continue to slide.
Okay. That's it.
Tony, have fun with the game tonight. Should be a lot of fun. Glad the weather's nice for you guys. Let's see what the Jets can do.
What's the weather like? What's the weather like in Vegas right now?
75 degrees.
75 and sunny. It's absolutely beautiful.
Let's be nice. Let's be real.
Talk to you later, brother. Thank you. Enjoy the game.
Guys.
Tony and Nancy joining us, our resident Jet fan here on the Bostonian versus the Book, and we go right from one to another. To Todd Burlkamp coming directly in here from Iowa. We go right in. I know it's a little, it looks different.
With Cubs jersey on.
We've got a Cub jersey going on. How are mornings treating you, my friend, by the way? I love to hear this.
I am loving it.
You're loving the time change? How is it getting?
Absolutely loving it. Wouldn't go back and change a thing.
That is.
I was too young. I was in my 20s, so I was still in my partying days. I operated on 4 hours of sleep way too often doing morning radio. It was quite difficult when I was doing mornings in Huntsville, Alabama. But all right, so you were there. You watched that game. How are your eyes doing after watching Northwestern in Iowa?
There wasn't enough beer in Chicago after that game was over to make me forget about what I saw. It was exactly the way that everybody expected it to be at this point, right?
Well, I mean, I guess, but so you go to Wrigley Field, which you're a baseball guy and you like Wrigley Field and Cubs and all that other stuff. So as bad as the offense was, which the lack of was outstanding for anyone that had under because the game went way under. What was it
at the half?
Yeah,
right. What was it like seeing a football game in Wrigley Field? Kind of paint a picture for the people that either only saw highlights or didn't see any of it.
They managed to squeeze it in. I mean, Wrigley Field used to host the Bears up until 1970, so it's a venue that's had football in it before, but they've expanded and renovated so much that, I mean, you could barely fit a football field in there. And it's probably a good thing that neither one of these two teams was finding the end zone on Saturday, because the one end zone out in the center field bleachers, there wasn't much room between the outside marker of the end zone and the wall. So again, they didn't have anything to worry about because they weren't going to find the end zone very often.
Right. I told Dave that's why I don't like football games being played in baseball stadiums. The dimensions aren't great.
I was at the Pinstripe Bowl in 17 or something like that. That's different. Yankee Stadium was a little bit. I mean, this was very, very cozy to say the least.
Yeah, at Fenway Park, it's the same way. It just doesn't. When BC played games there, I wasn't a very big fan of it. And Fenway wants to have bowl games there now too. But Brommelkamp, Iowa fans are kind of. I think I'm not going to speak for them. You could speak for them and tell us. But are they conflicted? I mean, their offense can't do anything. The entire Big Ten West can't score on anybody, but Iowa's going to play in the Big Ten championship game at this rate. Like, it's hard to get angry, right? Because Ferentz, you want to brain the guy going, where's the offense? Your kid can't call plays, but they may play for a Big Ten title.
Look, they're 7-2 right now. If it wasn't for the punt I don't even know what we're calling the illegal fair catch, whatever call was made. They could be 8-1 right. The fair catch that wasn't. They could be 8-1 right now.
Yeah.
And this team looks like they're 1-8. I mean, I have not seen anything like this before. And we were in a similar situation with Iowa last year. They lost to Nebraska last week of the season and didn't go to Indianapolis, but here they are again, basically in the driver's seat. And I don't know anybody in America who wants to watch them go to Indianapolis and play Michigan or Ohio State.
Speaking of never seeing anything like this before, have you seen the total, Todd, on this game? I mean, I heard a rumor that it was 28.5?
28.5.
28.5, Todd. Now, we talk about the gambling and we talk about different things. I never seen a total this low in a real football game. I mean, like maybe a game where you're watching Pee Wee and you're talking to the dad and you're like, 28, 4 touchdowns. This is another under, Brommelkamp, is it not?
It's an under until further notice. I mean, you could just keep dropping the number. And Rutgers is a little worrisome here. I think this is a game that Iowa could lose.
Agreed.
But at the same time, their defense has been so good that they can keep teams off. So if Rutgers wins the game, Rutgers is going to win the game like 12-10. So I mean, it's just and that's Iowa football at this point. The next 3 you got Rutgers, Illinois, and Nebraska, and that's going to be 3 ugly games. They could win them all, they could lose them all. Nobody knows what's going to happen. But I can tell you this: they're not scoring any points. They're not magically fixing the offense overnight. This was coming off a bye week, and all they dialed up was they put Cooper DeJean in for a couple snaps on the offensive side of the football. That's as creative as they chose to get after that tumultuous 2 weeks.
Brommelkamp, walk us through what happened, and I'm sure you covered it a ton on your show, but the statement that Kirk Ferentz had to issue following his comments when the news came out that Brian was being relieved at the end of the year after the bowl game, that he was not going to call plays after next year. Ferentz said something along the lines of like he was pissed off and mad he wanted to leave. He had to come back out and issue this, very wordy statement about the fact that I'm going to coach here until they tell me I can't. But what is going on internally between Kirk Ferentz and the administration at Iowa?
Well, I think that in Iowa, for those of you that don't know, they have an interim athletic director now. Her name is Beth Getz. I think everybody is hoping that she gets the job full time. But she was technically Brian Ferentz's boss because of the nepotism infrastructure at Iowa. So the athletic director had the final say. Now, Ferentz does not like to do anything until after the season is over. And so the fact that this started to bubble to the surface on that Sunday night, Monday morning, and by Monday afternoon, everybody knew, okay, we got some finality here. Ferentz speaks on Tuesday. There were a couple opportunities. He's under contract through 2029, okay? There were a couple opportunities for him to say definitively that he was coming back. He was asked about his future. He kind of deferred, didn't say anything specifically one way or the other. And so, I talked about that. I wrote about that. Other people mentioned it. And then he's going to come back the next day and say, well, wait a minute. I'll coach here as long as Iowa wants me to. I think that was just his way of maybe letting everybody know that he was not happy with the situation, because you see coaches do that all the time, with the media, sort of take their grievances public. And he said numerous times that the release announcing Brian's end of employment, I don't know what to call it, not technically firing, but his contract was set to roll over automatically until they put those stipulations in. I think he was a little dumbfounded. He's used to having sort of the run of the place. And now that there's an athletic director in there that's going to hold him accountable for things within the program, you got a little bit of a measuring contest going on in Iowa City right now. And it's for the first time in a long time, Ferentz is losing. And the power dynamics behind the scenes are fascinating, to say the least.
I like the way you phrased that. That was good. I don't know what we're measuring, but we can all leave it to the imagination. That's perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. All right, I got a two-parter before I throw it back to Matt and get you out of here. One, who has a worst offense? All right, it's nighttime in Pittsburgh behind me, and you know I'm a Steeler fan, and the chat wants to know what you think. Is it the Steelers in black and gold or Iowa in black and gold? Who has the worst offense? That's a very good
I feel really bad for anybody who's a Steelers fan and a Hawkeye fan because they are getting their fill of black and gold uniforms and no offense.
Yeah, but we got good defenses, Todd. We got good defenses.
Good defenses.
It's winning football.
6 of one, half dozen of the other. Bad offense is bad offense.
Bad offense.
I mean,
that's fine.
This is they're complaining about the tush push in Philadelphia. That looks like light years ahead of the offense that Iowa and Pittsburgh are both putting their fans through right now.
Last one for me then, Mr. Cub.
The forward pass is legal. The last time I checked.
It is. Listen, the chat wants to know that is the kids' Little Brommelkamp's Little League team on the hat. Those are the colors. People want to know what colors you're representing. That's the kids' team. But the last question from me is: Council got named to manage the Cubs today.
I didn't even have to do a wardrobe change. I was going to talk about Wrigley Field with you guys, and then
it's perfect. Like, are you as a Cubs fan, or what do you think the mood is now in Chicago naming Council, and the Brewers lose Council? The Brewers were in the playoffs. The Cubs, it's been a little while, but this is a big deal, is it not?
I've never been a huge Craig Counsell fan, but every story that you look at refers to him as one of the best managers in baseball. I know he's highly regarded. They didn't win any World Series during his 9 years in Milwaukee, but they made the postseason. And I think if you watched as much Cubs baseball as I did last year, which if you did, I feel really sorry for you. But David Ross at times looked like he could not manage his way out of a wet paper sack.
Ooh.
So Counsell alone should get them a handful of wins that this year, when you look at the Diamondbacks barely getting in, I mean, the Cubs were this close this year with David Ross. And if they had somebody competent managing the team, they'd probably win 4 or 5 more of those games. And it's not close. And we're not sweating the Diamondbacks and the Rangers in the World Series. There was no sweat there.
But there's okay. That was good. The Rangers was good for the Broncos.
Yes, we love the Rangers.
Sharapan house. The Rangers was good, was it not?
The Rangers were great. I got to get a Rangers jersey now, I suppose.
That's next. Excellent.
All right. Before we wrap, 2-part question. Iowa under this week, and is Iowa playing in the Big Ten title game?
Oh, God.
I love unders, but when you get to that point where, I mean, you can stub your toe and the game could go over, theoretically, right? Well, I mean,
28 and a half is unbelievable. I mean, this is historic stuff we're talking about. This is non-military academy.
18 to 12 and you lose. But I got to sit here and tell you that you play this until it doesn't work for you anymore. Maybe parlay it with the San Jose Sharks reverse puck line or something. We could start.
He's a hockey guy too. I love this guy.
You guys got any more of those Sharks games? I listened to the show on the way to Chicago. I listened to the show all the way to Chicago on Friday, and then
back Flyers.
Then didn't do anything about that Penguins Sharks game. So that's on me.
You should have. It was 10-2.
I know.
10-2.
I saw the final score. Believe me.
20 goals in 2 games. 20 goals in 2 games.
Is Iowa playing in the Big Ten championship game? Look, Wisconsin lost to Indiana over the weekend. Illinois beat Minnesota. It's kind of setting up very similar to last year in that I think you're going to go into that last week of the regular season. Iowa plays Nebraska on Black Friday. It's in Lincoln this year. And if they take care of business, like I said, they've got Rutgers, they've got Illinois, and they've got Nebraska. Those are 3 games that I don't necessarily think you normally would lose any sleep over, except when you can't score literally any points. So any team can beat you. I mean, Illinois could come in 2 weeks from now and beat them 14-7, and I don't think anybody would be surprised. But I think they're playing in the Big Ten championship game, and God help us if that happens, because it's going to be – I was there for the last one against Michigan when Michigan just kind of curb stomped them, and I don't think you need to steal any signs from the Iowa offense. If you're Harbaugh and Connor Stallions or whatever his name is, they're not even going to need to prepare for the offense this time around.
Todd, tell the folks where to get your stuff on social and where they can hear the Todd Burlkamp show.
You can follow me on Twitter, X, whatever it is we're calling it, at Todd Burlkamp, and you can always check me out. 1600 ESPN in Cedar Rapids. KGYMradio.com is the website. And appreciate you guys having me on, as always. And, if they go to the Big Ten championship game, you guys can check in with me in Indianapolis.
I'm coming. We're coming. We'll be there.
See how America is handling Iowa in the Big Ten championship game.
State, Todd.
Yeah, hopefully it's Michigan, by the way, not Penn State. Michigan. Sorry, Dave.
We don't want to see them play Penn State again, and we don't want to see them play Michigan or Ohio State.
Not Ohio State. We want to see them play Michigan. Burlkamp, you're the best, brother. Thank you for being here. We'll talk soon, all right?
All right. See you guys.
That one, Mr. Todd Burlkamp joining us here on the Bostonian versus the book. Good stuff. This would be fun. We go
you did it.
We go like,
the box work. Flip it back. Here
Hold
we
on.
go. You're over here. You got to be on this side of me.
Sorry.
Can't
We're
be
good.
on that other side.
We're good. We did it all. Look at that. How about that? We did
it again, Perrault.
We did back-to-back guests with new overlays. Look, man, I got to tell you, those overlays look so nice.
Amazing.
I'm a big fan, my friend. I'm a big fan of you. That was huge. Very cool.
All
right.
Myself.
What happened this weekend? Let's go. Raiders back up their talk. They crushed the Giants. Daniel Jones is out for the year now with a torn ACL. What'd you make of the cigar smoking by the Raiders? You cool with this?
I didn't even know they did it till you told me when you came over to the house for dinner. So I didn't know. Is it a big deal? I mean, are they back? Is it over? Like we're Raiders are going to put 3-4 together in a row and go on a little winning streak and like make it noise and all this.
Well, the schedule is there for them to do it. I mean, they can beat the Jets.
Oh boy.
I mean, they can beat the, I mean, I don't know. I think there's a real opportunity here, if you're a Raider fan, to change the culture in a good way.
Home dogs.
They are. They shouldn't
be. Dogs.
They shouldn't be, but they are. The Raiders are 4-5. They're not making the playoffs. So don't mishear what I'm saying here and be like Matt saying, okay, they have Miami and Kansas City. They have a week 13 bye week, but after the bye, they play the Vikings, the Chargers, at the Chiefs, at the Colts, and home for Denver. They can wind up winning 7-8 games and have a really good opportunity to set up next year and to have some fun next year with what's going to happen for this team. And maybe Antonio Pierce is the guy. It's been pretty much confirmed that, yes, we are seeing Antonio Pierce auditioning for the job. And yes, Antonio Pierce did have that situation where he talked about the Patriots and that players can air whatever they want meeting. And Josh McDaniels scolded Antonio Pierce saying, do not talk badly about the Patriots.
Right.
And that was the final straw, which I totally understand. They looked
Do you
like
believe
they were,
that story?
Yes, I do. 100% I believe that story.
Okay.
That's Josh. I mean, Josh is never going to talk badly about Bill. It's like the girl. It's like it's like.
Well, hold on. What are you gonna? What analogy are you gonna make right now?
This is like when you are head over heels in love with somebody, and it's the girl that gets away, and that you meet a woman and you think this is okay, and you marry her, and then you're like, this is kind of this. I'm settling for this, and then the new whatever comes in and starts talking badly about the one you want. I mean, Josh wants to be the coach of the Patriots. Bill's not going to leave.
The head coach? He wants to be the head coach?
Of course he wants to be the head coach of the Patriots. So he's not going to let somebody talk ill will about Bill or the Patriots or Robert Kraft or whatever, because they lost to the Giants twice, once to Antonio Pierce's Giants. So that stings people in New England, and it stings Josh, I'm sure. So he's like, dude, no, you're not talking about this right now. So there wasn't this, like, we are in the same boat. And I give Pierce credit. What he was saying was accurate. We have to believe that in this room, we can beat anybody in the NFL. And he wasn't talking about the Giants, but all Josh heard was the Giants. So he wasn't able to hear the message Antonio Pierce was saying, which was, in this room, we all have to believe that we can beat anybody. And if we don't all believe that, we're not going to be able to do anything. So I even though he's using an analogy that I don't like talking about that loss either, Josh couldn't unhear that. Josh wasn't able to see past that. And yes, it's over. When that happens, you're not a Raider. You're not coaching the Raiders. You're the coach of a team, not you're the coach of the Raiders. Make sense?
Man, oh man. Yeah. What's the schedule? They got the Jets this week, and then what?
They play at Miami and home for KC.
They're not winning either one of those.
They're
games.
not. But after the bye in week 13, they can win 4 of the last 5 games. They can beat the Jets, they can beat the Vikings, they can beat the Chargers, they can beat the Colts, and they can beat the Broncos. They'll lose to Miami and to the Chiefs twice. They'll lose those 3 games. But 9-8 or 8-9 is not impossible. It's not making the playoffs, but it's at least giving the fans something to look forward to, saying, okay, at least get Davante Adams back into the fold to feel like he actually wants to be a part of this franchise.
Man, oh,
the Jets tried to trade for him. We found out over the weekend. The Jets made a play.
Right.
And the brass that got fired said, we're not trading you, Davante Adams. Get out of here.
Right.
You wonder in the offseason, would Davante Adams and the Raiders part ways? Would the Raiders trade him in the offseason?
Not if they get successful.
Right. Right.
If they get successful and win these games and have hope and a quarterback. I mean, the quarterback situation, it seems very unsettled here. I mean, maybe this is the guy.
No, I don't think.
You don't think so?
No, I don't. But maybe I'm wrong. But Aiden O'Connell played very well. The rumor coming out, and Adam Hill talked about this. The rumors, people who are at practice and watch the games, watch the team, watch the scrimmages, whatever, that O'Connell was by far the best quarterback in the room. Like Jimmy G, not even in the same conversation, Aiden O'Connell should have been starting like after week 5. But because they had money, Garoppolo and Josh committed to Jimmy and blah, blah, blah. But Garoppolo won't play again for the rest of the year if AOC stays healthy.
Right.
He's the quarterback for this team. So we'll see what direction the team goes, but that's where they're going to go, at least at the quarterback spot. It's AOC's team until further notice.
Okay.
Out of Purdue. The Chiefs beat the Dolphins in Germany 21-14.
Mm-hmm.
Are we sure Adam Hill? Are we sure that Tyreek Hill fumbled? Are we sure?
They said he did, so yes.
Oh, they said it did. I'm saying, did he actually? Did he actually fumble?
Brommelkamp just wanted to say thank you for coming in and hanging with us, and he's going to take a nap now.
See, that's the morning show life.
Midday naps are huge, big part of life. You should probably do it as you.
I do it too, but he's doing it because he gets up at 4 a.m.
Correct, and talks on the air for 2 or 3 hours. I forget how long the show is, but yeah. I don't know. I know this. You were tweeting about it, how bad of a football game it was. Yep. I thought it was a not well played, but it was a compelling defensive football game. I thought those two teams had each other's number a little bit defensively. I thought the story of the game was Kansas City has a defense this year. Like,
I mean,
I was impressed. They put pressure on them.
They did, but can we pump the brakes on this being the best defense in the NFL, Patrick?
Well, I don't say that, but
Mahomes was
good defense.
Mahomes is.
Mahomes got to make sure his guys know he got their back.
I know. I'm just saying we pump the brakes a little bit on the best defense.
How did Kelsey do? I got Jessica asking every day, how many catches? She wakes up because she didn't get up to watch the game. Oh. And she gets up and she goes, how did Travis do? Like, oh, wait a second. Hold on. She shows up Saturday wearing the freaking sweatshirt, to do the picks.
Oh, Jessica, I mean, yes.
Jessica's wife.
Yes.
Comes in. We meet to do the pick. She's wearing a Travis Kelce thing, the sweatshirt for the podcast. I'm like, hold on, what is that? Where'd you get that? And then you come over, and I don't say nothing to you. You noticed it quick too.
Oh yeah.
And we were like,
I said, what is that? Because I've never seen her wearing a BVB thing. And I said, wait.
Yeah.
You're telling me that you're more than welcome. You're more than willing to wear a Kelsey podcast sweatshirt, but you won't wear a BVB anything?
Correct. She goes, because I know you two.
So
I
that's
don't know
even
the
more
guy.
reason why you have vested in financial interest in promoting us.
That's what I'm saying.
You have a vested interest in this thing going versus that thing. You're walking billboard for our competition, essentially.
Essentially. Well, I mean, those two play in the NFL.
Of course, but I'm just saying,
never
like, we're
going
all
to
in the
play
same
the
podcast space. We're all doing the same similar stuff.
This is true, but I mean, I guess the next move will be to have Mama P on. She could come on the show. Well, I mean,
my mom,
because they have their mom on. Yeah, we got to have her on.
Could you imagine my mother being on? My mother would be a riot.
Would be hilarious.
She'd be just like Kelsey's mom. She just
would be hilarious. Yeah, and God forbid if my mother comes on, it's over. Like it's over because she's unleashed. She's long past the care what I say comments anymore. So be dangerous. Kelsey didn't have a very good game.
He did not.
Taylor wasn't there.
No.
The Chiefs still won.
Barely. Hung on. Didn't score in the second half.
Win is a win win. They're on their bye.
Yep.
Who's going to KC in January and winning a game?
What do you mean, in the playoffs?
That's all I'm worried about right now.
Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is. Yeah, Chiefs aren't going back to the Super Bowl. This is not happening.
Oh boy.
I've said it since July. The Chiefs are not going back to the Super Bowl. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. But nobody repeats. And this AFC, Bengals and the Ravens are both better than the Chiefs.
Keep saying it. Keep tweeting it. People keep coming at you. The KC fans, they keep coming at you. We got to get that kid back on the show from Kansas City that we had on before.
Adam, get Mr. Gold on.
Have him come on and talk about the Chiefs and how great they are.
And look, when you're in the middle of this, like the Chiefs media and Chief fans are, this is so much fun. I mean, I remember all of it. Now, I don't know if they'll have a 20-year run like the Patriots did, but they're in the middle of a run. I mean, they're in the middle of a really, really fun run right now. I'm not calling it a dynasty. It's the middle of a run. If they win 3 and 4 years, then I will say, yes, it's been a dynasty, but they're not there yet. They need to win this year for me to call it a dynasty.
They're becoming the Patriots, though, in a lot of people's eyes. You know that, right? There's a lot of metaphors. They keep winning. Everybody either's on them or against them.
Right.
Brady was likable at the beginning, just like Mahomes is.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They got the big tight end and Kelsey, Gronk and the tight ends before for the Patriots. And
Patriots had more defensive personalities that stuck around for a long time. Like there's nobody like Teddy Bruschi. The whole Lori Malloy situation never really happened in Kansas City. The Marvin the Harrison situation never had that. So there's been KC's defense has been sort of an afterthought. Now, Chris Jones is a hell of a player, and they've got defensive players, but they haven't had the same personalities like the Patriots did because, like I was arguing with Tony early in the show, Patriots from 2000 to 2005 were an incredibly dominant defensive team. They were known for their smash mouth defense, so much so that the league changed the rules. So Patriots took advantage of it. They beat up the Rams. Rams didn't like it. They ran back to mommy and sucked their thumb, and then they changed the rules.
Oh, whoa.
So they did. That's what they did. That's what happens. Look what happened afterwards. All of the rules about pass interference can be tied directly back to what the Patriots did to the Rams in the Super Bowl. They beat the living shit out of them in the Super Bowl, and they went
mugging what they did to them. Oh, you're frozen. Look at that face. Mikey, awesome. Got him there. Snap your fingers. My goodness, please come back.
There we go. That is where
that one's going to get you.
You go ahead and smack somebody around, and the league is like, we don't want 13-3 Super Bowls. Those are boring. We want more high-flying, explosive Super Bowls. And so, the rules changed. And then the Patriots adapted, and they became, best offense ever in 2007. Lost to the Giants, 18-1.
I'm going to ask the chat right now, who's going to Kansas City in January and winning a game? One game.
But
whether it's
you're assuming that KC is going
to the AFC Championship.
Okay. All right. But you're assuming that they have home field throughout.
They're on the road to having home field throughout. So let's just,
they're on the road to it, but they may not get
week
there.
10 coming up, right? That was week 9 just now.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's week 10 coming up. We're not holding anybody to anything, but what AFC team do you guys want in the chat? Again, if you're here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button, because if you're here taking the time to watch it, it takes 2 seconds. And 100 is the number. We got to get 100 likes one of the days this week. Most likely it'll be Friday, because that's Roll Call Friday. That's one of our biggest shows. Mondays become a very big show. We stack the guests. We stack the overlays. Put your team in the AFC, whether it's the Ravens, whether it's the Bengals. It's not the Browns, is it? No. Is it the Jaguars?
It could be. I mean, I don't think so, but I mean, look at as of right now, 2 lost teams are the
Austin
Chiefs.
Nakbar just came in and said nobody's beating them. That's an option too.
Whatever. Because I would agree. Because you know why? Because they're going on the road and losing on the road. So that's
Chiefs don't think they're going to have home field throughout.
They only have it. The only reason why they have it right now, they're the 1 seed right now, is because the Ravens have a 4-2 record in the AFC. They're tied with the Ravens at 7-2. So Jaguars are 6-2 coming off their bye. Dolphins are 6-3. Steelers are 5-3. There's a litany of teams at 5-3. Bunch of teams have 3 losses. 3 teams have 2 losses. They're not a shoo-in to be the 1 seed. There's a lot of football left, and there's a lot of shaky football left coming up with Kansas City.
Well, they're winning the division, so they're definitely going to have a home game.
Yeah, 1, but then they have to go on the road for that. They're not going to be the 1 seed. I don't think they're the 2 seed. I don't think they're the 1 or the 2.
Wow.
They'll be the 3. I think the Ravens are going to be. I think the Bengals or the Ravens are going to be top seed and the other one will be the 2 seed. Chiefs will be 3.
Well, no, you win your division, you're 1. If you're not 1, 2, or 3, you're 4, 5, or 6. You can't be the 2 in the NFL. You get the division winners get 1, 2, and 3.
Right. So the Chiefs will win the division
and be the 2 seed. You're saying so the only place they'll only have to go somewhere once. I don't know. As of right now, I'm just assuming they have home field. I mean, Mahomes has never played a road playoff game. He's never played a road playoff game.
Correct. And he'll lose his first one when he goes and does it. Whole different world to go on the road. That's the biggest knock. That's the biggest knock on Mahomes' resume. Maybe the only knock on his resume.
That he hasn't won a road playoff game?
He hasn't gone through. He's had a cush path to the playoffs, to the Super Bowl every time.
That was Brady and the Patriots MO. They had the home field throughout the entire time. They had what they go on the road to win once or twice?
This is what's so fun. I love this. This is so awesome. Do you forget what we did to you? I mean, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? We won 2 AFC championship games in your building. Like, what are you talking about? You can't do this. You can't just wash it and go, what did the Patriots do? What do you mean what the Patriots did? They won multiple AFC championship games on the road. They won in Kansas City. AFC championship game in Kansas City. They won 2 in Pittsburgh. What are we talking about? This is not even like, did the Patriots have an easy road? No. The Patriots
always had a home game though, because they won that division. They always had
fine. I'm saying, but they always, but they had to win games on the road consistently. Brady won consistently in the playoffs on the road at Indianapolis. They won playoff games on the road all the time. Mahomes never has even played in one game yet on the road.
That's true. We'll see.
So there's a big discrepancy there. So we'll see what we don't know what Mahomes is, by the way. Before we continue with football, I just have to get back to this because you brought this up and it didn't click into my brain when you said it during the interview. Craig Counsell left the Brewers for the Cubs.
He did.
For $40 million.
He did.
He's the highest paid manager in baseball. Holy, shots fired.
Yeah.
I love rivalries. Oh, give me that first Cubs and Brewers series next year. It's going to be unbelievable.
Listen, man, you've done this. I've done this. I've said this many times. I can tell a lot of the kids that are watching the show, meaning guys in your 20s and girls in your 20s and stuff. You take a job for the money, you got to know what comes with it. He left the Brewers for money to go manage the Cubs. Be careful what you wish for.
Ooh, baby.
Be careful what you wish for. You better be happy with that rotation. You better be happy with a lot of things. That's good. Sometimes that's the only way you get a raise. You got to leave.
Well, that's true. That's the truth. That's the truth. But this is, we're talking about monopoly money at the moment, so I'm not sure he's feeling underappreciated for how much money he was making with the Brewers. But you went to Chicago. You went 2 hours to the south?
You went trip, right?
Inside the division. You went inside the division on your own accord.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That's good though, right? No, that's good for baseball. That's a fun story.
It's a fun story. It makes that rivalry red hot. You take someone's manager, a guy who's been leading that division, multiple division championships over the last couple of years, and you leave Milwaukee for Chicago, not the White Sox, but the Cubs. Bro, get ready for some.
Well, I mean, the
fire.
White Sox are a mess. Let's be honest.
No, I'm just saying, like, you're going to leave and go to Chicago.
Sox.
You go to the White Sox. No one's going to care from a Brewers perspective. They're like, oh, that's too bad. You go to the Cubs. You're in the division. Like whoa, okay.
Should have gone to Pittsburgh is what he should have done. They ain't paying no manager $10 million a year.
Yeah, $40 million a year is a lot of money for a manager. That's I'm with
It's
you.
a 4-year deal, right?
Yep.
$10 million a year.
Yep. 40 million. 4-year deal, 40 million. Ka-ching for Craig Counsell. Ooh, baby. How about that?
That's the start of hot stove stuff. That's great.
Yeah, that's big.
And that guy, Stephen Voigt, got named to go manage Cleveland, the Guardians. So the guy that was the A's guy, he's a baseball lifer, been around a long time.
Yeah,
that's a good hire by them. The baseball stuff's going to get good. We're going to start talking about that, where Ohtani's going. I saw an article that said there's 8 places that Ohtani can go. And I was like, I didn't even open it. I'm like, there's not 8 places. There's not 8 options. There's like 4 realistic options.
I think 5, but yes.
Who's the 5th?
Mets.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mets and Red Sox. Mets and Red Sox. West Coast. Dodgers, Giants,
Mariners. Okay.
Yep. Those are the 5. To me, those are his 5 options as to where he could
go. I ruled out the Mets.
I can't rule out the Mets because the Mets might give him $1 billion. Who knows? I mean, the Mets might, who knows? I mean, who knows what Stephen Cohen's going to do? I mean, he may just say, "I'll give you $1 billion to sign here." Like, I don't know. I'll give you half the team. We have no idea what the guy's capable of doing. Eagles beat the Cowboys. Man, did Dallas have numerous chances to win that game last night?
Yeah, I'm not sure they weren't the better team for the majority.
I'm so glad I didn't bet it. I'm so glad I held off.
Yeah.
I wanted to bet the Cowboys +3, and I would have been just aggravated. They had, whether it be Dak at the goal line, that last second drive, the sack with no timeouts. Brother, they had chances. They had so many chances to win that football game.
The right call made when he went down at the goal line.
He stepped out. Yeah.
Interception. That was the right call.
The last play of the game, you mean?
No, before that.
Dak. Yeah, when Dak was trying to score.
No, not Dak. The tight end caught the ball. Got tackled.
Sure.
They ruled it a touchdown. Then they reviewed it because it was a scoring play. He was clearly down. The ball was never over.
Yeah, that's the referees being. Could you imagine if there wasn't enough video evidence to overturn that?
Oh,
that's what they do. The referees automatically do this, even if it's like, yeah, that's not a touchdown, but just let them upstairs deal with it, so it's not our problem anymore. That's a really big problem for the NFL. They are relying so heavily on that turnovers and scores are automatically reviewed. So just rule it as a turnover or rule it as a score, and you get bailed out by replay, and it's not your fault. It's somebody else's fault. Because if there wasn't enough evidence, they would have said touchdown, and maybe it wasn't a touchdown, and the Eagles would have lost.
Again, just get it right. Like, that's only that you just get it right.
Fair.
JPC fourth said the last play of the game was stupid. I don't know.
No, I don't. Look, I understand the idea. Like, why in the world would you throw the ball short? Because you might break a tackle.
Right.
That's why you throw it short, because you might have a chance to run it in. And
he was open. He was open. He completed the pass.
The likelihood of throwing the ball up for grabs and play 500 with it when your guy coming down with it is really rare. It sometimes happens. Aaron Rodgers was great at it, but it oftentimes doesn't. I have no problem with the idea of, like, let's make a completion and let's see if somebody can break a tackle. Now, he should have lateraled. I would have loved to have seen them set up a hook and lateral there at the 2-yard line.
Right.
That would have been fun, instead of having him go 1-on-4 trying to score against the Eagles.
Right.
But I don't mind the play call. I don't mind the throw. I don't mind the completion. I get what they're trying to do. It almost worked.
Are the Eagles the best team in the NFC? Record-wise, they are, but are you willing to say that the Eagles are going to host the NFC Championship right now?
Yeah, I am right now. Yeah, I think
you feel better about it being because you look at the 1 seeds in each.
They're not. I mean, they're not invincible,
but Philly is.
Yeah,
right?
they're not invincible. I just think because of this, I think because of the schedule and because what we've seen with the Eagles, they have a horseshoe up their ass. They're just getting every break, and it's amazing what they're doing. So it's just that they're just getting lucky on left and right.
A horseshoe up what?
You've never heard that statement?
No, of course I
Okay, I was going to say that's what they have.
Again, in case anybody wanted to clip it, use it.
Well, that's what they have. The Eagles have a horseshoe up their ass. Yes, that's what they have. They're getting every lucky break this year. There's one of these teams where, so yes, I do think they're going to wind up hosting. I don't know if they win it though. I wouldn't mind Philly coming here. I wouldn't mind the Eagles coming to Vegas. It would be fun to have Philadelphia folks.
Holy crap!
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. It'd be fun to have the Eagle fans to come on.
They had a regular season game here. Newbie came out. It was packed, packed with Eagles fans. They'll come and they'll stay. They'll gamble. They'll drink. It will be nuts if they come here.
I still
the back end of their schedule's tough though, Perrault. They got a tough rest of the season.
Eagles 49ers.
Oh my goodness.
That's who. It's just who's hosting is going to be the question. That's who's playing in the NFC. To me, those are the two best teams.
That's the Super Bowl here.
No, they can't be Super Bowl here. That's the NFC Championship game. It's
that's
in Levi or it's in Philadelphia. That's who will play for the right to come here.
You're aware if the Niners get here, get to to Super Bowl, this place will become San Francisco for a week.
Be awesome. I'm in.
Oh my goodness.
Our friend from the Bay Area will come and stay. He'll be here for 9 days. It'll be fun.
Right. We'll hang out. Council was a 5-year deal. So 5-year deal.
Okay. Still a lot of money.
$8 million per. Is that what that comes to? 40 million?
It does. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Not a bad deal.
Not bad.
Are the Bills in danger of not making the playoffs? As of right now, the Buffalo Bills are the 9 seed in the AFC with a 5-4 record.
I mean, at 5-4, you're in danger of not making a playoffs in the AFC. But I mean, you look at the back end of their schedule, which we have so much going on today. I did not look at the Bills' schedule.
Okay, so they play Denver next week
on the road,
at home. Monday Night Football.
They're on Monday night.
Yep. They play the Jets.
7.5 point favorites. Wow. Okay.
They play the Jets at home.
Okay, they should win that game. So that's
at the Eagles.
7 wins. At the Eagles are losing.
Bye week in week 13.
Okay.
At the Chiefs.
That's a tough game. Okay.
We're gonna lose that game. Home for Dallas.
Another tough game. Okay.
At the Chargers.
That ain't gonna be easy in December. Okay.
Home for the Patriots on New Year's Eve.
They should win that game.
At Miami to end the year.
Well, I mean, the peak, if they get the coin flip games, there's 11. That gets them in.
If it goes the other way,
it's not. It's 9.
9 and they're out.
9 don't get you in the AFC, I don't think, huh? You got to win 10.
I forget who said it. And I want to say it was Joe Osborne from covers.com, but I want to give credit to whoever said it because they said it in July and I went, huh. And they went, it may have been Jason McIntyre, but I remember hearing it going, they may be onto something. They said the window closed last year. That the Bills had a window before Burrow and the Chiefs and the Jags and all these other quarterbacks got really good, that they had a window and they did not capitalize on the window. Instead, Patrick Mahomes, it's Manning and Brady all over again. It's Manning. If Peyton Manning played quarterback in a different era, the Colts would have been the Patriots. The Bills played in a different era, they would have been the Chiefs. But they unfortunately were really good when there was somebody who was great.
Well, I mean, there were teams that did it in that era. The Steelers won a couple Super Bowls in that era. It can be done. I just don't know if they're ready. Like, I feel like the Bills have to win the division.
But the point is that Josh Allen is regressing. And he is.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if I'm ready.
That pick he threw last night, Dave, was
terrible.
So
that
bad.
Was terrible. That was just. It feels like that's a game. There's one or two of those where you're like, why did he throw that ball?
Yep.
That never had a shot, and that wasn't even under pressure.
And that's the difference in great football versus good football.
Right.
I mean, if you have one play a game where you make a WTF throw, and it turns into an interception, that's football. I mean, the NFL is razor thin. Turnovers more often than not determine who wins and who loses.
Right.
You turn the football over, you're going to lose.
Yep.
Turn the football over last night, and they lost.
They did.
Bengals, I really like the Bengals a lot.
Yep.
I mean, Bengals and the Ravens, I like their defense. I like both their defenses a ton. I like both their quarterbacks. I like Burrow more than Lamar, but Lamar just has that ability to turn a 5-yard play into a 50-yard play. And you're like, where did that come from? And they're getting healthy. The receivers in Baltimore are starting to click. Mark Andrews is still Mark Andrews for the Ravens. He's still a pain in the ass. You can't stop him. And then, my gosh, the receiving core in Cincinnati is just, T. Higgins was unbelievable last night. Jamar did nothing.
And then they got Mixon when they need to pound the ball. Like they can run the ball when they need to run the ball. And then they tease you like they're going to run the ball and they throw it to Higgins or Jamar's always open. And like, I don't know. We were talking about it amidst all that chaos at my house last night with all the aunts and uncles and everybody in from town. And we looked at each other and I'm like, this looks like a different game than some of the games we were watching earlier today. It's just
compared to the Patriot game, it was like watching NASCAR. It was just like, it was not even like, it's not even fair how much faster.
It's fast. It's efficient. Will you give Zach Taylor credit at all, the coach that like that? No.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess. I mean, I scheme wise
for a year or two now. Like, I mean, they keep
just
winning.
Have a hard time. I'm sorry. You'll always have the stink of Bill Callahan. Can't get the stink of Bill Callahan off him. He hired his kid. He hired Callahan's kid.
They're playing good.
They are. No, it's true. They are. I look. He went to a Super Bowl. You can't. I can say whatever I want about the guy, but he went to a Super Bowl. The proof's there. The record's there. It's like I can say whatever I want. He can just throw the scoreboard up and be like, "What do you want?" Like, so I mean, scoreboard says I'm wrong. So like, it's pretty. It's easy to see this. I mean, talk about it. I don't like the guy. I don't believe in the guy. I think he's been lucky. Everything else. He got Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
He wins. Like, he doesn't do Brandon Staley stupid stuff. Plenty of coaches that could be better with great. I mean, Justin Herbert is a generational quarterback, and Brandon Staley won't stop puking all over himself. So he'll do it again tonight. He'll have a play tonight. You'll be like, what did he just decide to do? Like, what the what? So to college we go.
Yes.
All 5 top 10 teams won, except Ohio State had trouble with Rutgers.
They trouble in the first half. They opened it up, took care of it. They covered the original number. So
they did, but more, I felt like Rutgers, because of the turnovers, Rutgers kind of just sort of didn't. They had a couple of things didn't work, a couple of play calls that went against them, a couple of plays that could have gone their way. Rutgers was in that game in the third quarter. They were in that game.
Yeah, and then they weren't.
Yeah, Maryland was in that game in the third quarter.
Maryland was not.
No, remember?
I
State?
thought you meant against Penn State. Maryland was not in the game
against Ohio State. Against Ohio State. Maryland was 17-17 in the third quarter.
Yes. Yeah.
One of the they're
Ohio versus the world.
We checked on how many other laptops they've broken into this week. How many other things Ryan Day doing?
Oh boy, what are you doing?
When are the handcuffs coming for Ryan Day? I can't wait for this. I can't wait to find this
right now.
I love this story. I've never been more Michigan. I've never been go blue in my life.
And they played Penn State this week, so I have to talk to you for the show.
I am so go blue.
Right now.
Oh, I'm in love with it. You're going to get your ass handed to you.
Stop it. Stop it.
Look, I'll tell you right now, I'm betting Michigan. Okay. I'm on Michigan. I'm on Michigan. Probably the under. Drew Aller just doesn't have enough to beat this Michigan defense. Your weapons aren't good enough yet. Now, I need to make sure.
I'm not saying nothing right now.
I need
only Monday.
I need to make sure that your defense, I need to make sure that your team comes out of this game well enough to win the remaining 2 football games. Because I need them to win 10 games. I need Penn State to win 10.
Who they play after? Got Michigan State the last game of the year. Can't
fall apart. I am very concerned about Penn State falling apart after knowing.
Relax.
All right. Okay. So you guys will play
like
after you play
Michigan State, I think, or something.
Rutgers at Michigan State.
Rutgers at home.
Yeah.
And then Michigan State is at Ford Field.
Yes. Neutral. Yes.
Yeah. They'll be fine. They ain't losing those 2 games. You're good. Don't worry about that.
It's 10-2. We're all good. It's a good season. It's a great season. 10-2 is phenomenal.
It's only 4.5, Perrault.
It's coming down, is it not?
4.5.
Yeah, it's coming down. It's fine. Get me to 3 and then I'm all Michigan.
You're not getting 3. You're not getting 3. Will you lay 4?
Maybe, yeah. I probably will. I may like the under better than the best play in the game, maybe the under.
They flashed a 7 at FanDuel on Saturday night.
That should be that's the real number.
I was good. What are you talking about? The real number's the number right now, 4.5.
Yeah, 7 is the real number. Michigan's a 7-point favorite on the road at Penn State. That's the real number.
You're wrong.
Okay.
That's too many points.
They're going to run you over. You aren't stopping their running attack. That's the problem. Penn State's defensive line, you guys thrive on teams that can't run the ball. Michigan's the best offensive line in the country.
I don't know how good Michigan is with the quality of opponents that they've played defensively. How good are they?
Your offense is not that much better than Iowa's. Okay, I'm not.
Whoa! Rattle off Michigan's schedule, sir. Pull it up.
Penn State's offense is not that good.
Pull up Michigan's schedule while this is
okay.
going to be. You want Bostonian versus the book?
Yeah,
that's
this
the
is great.
Name of the show. We're going to battle against this shit all week. Sorry,
you're right.
Will.
That's fine. You're right.
Michigan's schedule so far this season. Who have they beaten?
East Carolina, UNLV, Bowling Green, Rutgers, Nebraska, Minnesota, Indiana, Michigan State, Purdue.
Oh boy, that's a juggernaut of a schedule right there.
The best
win is UNLV.
You want to compare? You want to compare schedules? West
Virginia. We beat UMass.
West Virginia sucks. Delaware sucks. Illinois sucks. Iowa sucks. Northwestern sucks. UMass sucks. Ohio State good, lost. Indiana sucks. Maryland sucks. Like this is not. You can't make the schedule. You can't make the schedule argument. You can't make.
Iowa only has 2 losses on the season. They're going to the Big Ten championship. UNLV. No, Michigan beat UNLV.
Correct.
Who did you say to beat West Virginia? West Virginia's almost running the table here in this back end of this schedule. They keep winning games. That's a good win.
Okay,
and
so they
beat
BYU.
Ohio State's the number 1 team in the country.
They beat BYU last week bad. They beat Central Florida last week. A week before that, They lost to Oklahoma State. They lost to Houston. They lost to Penn State. They beat Pitt. They beat Duquesne. They beat Texas Tech, TCU, Houston, in TCU. Who in that schedule that's really good that you would hang your hat on for a win? Okie State's good. They lost. Penn State's good. They lost. Houston is not good. They lost that game anyway. I don't know. I mean, they beat Pitt 17-6. I don't know if I'm holding, if I'm going to say West Virginia is like a huge win. Like this is something I'm a Penn State fan. I'm not hanging my hat on. We're going to hang with Michigan because we beat West Virginia.
What happens to all your hopes and dreams if Michigan loses at Penn State on Saturday?
It depends because it's not all because a 1-loss Michigan team can still get in the playoffs depending on what happens.
They will still get in the playoffs.
They could, not will, but they could. Yes, they go and beat Ohio State.
Damn it!
Okay, we've talked about this. This was the bet. This is the round robin. If Penn State beats Michigan, it's all going how I bet it in the preseason. It's perfect because if Penn State does win, my 10-win ticket check is cashing. Michigan can beat Ohio State and still get into the playoffs, and then I can fade them off of the 11-1 ticket I have for them to win it all.
There's over 100 people watching this show live right now. And again, thank you very much. On the YouTube. I don't know how many people are watching on the Twitter live right now. If you are, hit that little heart button thing or something on there. Because I see that stuff sometimes in a replay. We thank you.
Yes.
Leave a comment on the Twitter if you want. Who is winning that football game on Saturday? Konowinski came in and said, I'm sorry, Dave, but Michigan is going to stomp PSU. It ain't personal. It's just business. Michigan minus 4.5, Penn State plus 4.5. Put it in the chat on Monday. We're going to talk about this shit all week. You may be right. I'm accepting the fact this is going to be quite the bummer on Saturday. If Penn State gets their asses kicked, I'm going to be aggravated. I'm going to allow myself to
believe.
Going
to get our asses kicked.
Don't do that. Please. There's people that watch the show.
They're saying we are getting run out of our own building.
Everybody's laying it, winning by at least a touchdown. Go Blue.
That's
Michigan,
the number. 7's the number.
Lays. Michigan. I need more than 4.5, Otto said. He's a Penn State guy.
He's right. You probably need 7. That's what you probably need. Sorry, the Sunday, Monday move. This is a head fake. This is get the number down and then bury them on Michigan money.
Oh, my God. I want to win this game so bad. I can taste it.
Be great. Again, I'm good either way. Michigan wins, Penn State wins. I'm good either way.
Did Penn State change their sign? CBW wants to know.
Doesn't matter really, but I mean, I think it's actually this story actually is bad for those wanting Michigan to lose. It's a galvanizing thing when they feel like they're coming after your head coach. They start rallying behind Harbaugh. They start going rah, rah, rah. Let's go win one for him. Shut them all up. We don't need signs, blah, blah, blah. It's I'm not sure I'd be doing that too much more fun. I think the Big Ten wants the story to go away. Ohio State wants the story to keep going. Ryan Day, really.
You know how it goes away. Penn State beats Michigan, and then Ohio State beats them. Michigan goes away, and they go to a bowl game that's like nothing.
Fair. That's true. You're right. Mm-hmm. That's very true. That's one way of making it go away. The other problem is if Michigan runs the table, he goes undefeated and wins.
Which actually kind of would be fun if you got the Michigan stuff and you got that nice ticket on them before the season. Listen, they could go in there and win. I think it's going to be closer than people think right now. 7.
How many points do you
people
score?
Coming in saying alt spread stuff.
How many points? I agree. 7 points. I would lay it. Yes, I like the alt spread there. How many points do you score?
I knew Penn State was not going to go to Ohio State and win, but I thought they would keep it close and keep it competitive. Their offense was dismal, miserable.
Yep. How many points is Penn State going to score? You always ask me this question. I'm asking you this question.
What's the final of this game? 21-17?
No.
24-20?
You're not scoring 20 points.
Why not?
You're not scoring 20 points. You're just not. You're not scoring 20. Michigan's not giving up 20 points to you guys. I can't see it. You're not explosive enough. You can't go up and down the field on Michigan. You're not going to go on 9-play, 80-yard drives on that defense for Michigan. You're not doing it. So you need big plays. You don't have big plays. That's your entire season is going to come down to that caller that called in into the James Franklin. Why don't you just turn around and huck the ball up in the air?
Chuck it, he said. Chuck it.
Just chuck the ball. Why don't you just tell Drew to just chuck it? Because they don't throw the ball. And they tried, okay? The last 3 weeks, I saw some stat that like Drew Aller's, like 65% of Drew Aller's passes have traveled more than 15 yards the last 3 weeks. They're just trying for this game. They're trying hard to find a way, but it's difficult to change a dog's spots mid-season.
One person in the whole chat said Penn State was going to cover even.
That's good.
That's good. And it was Chef Benny, who's a Penn State guy. His brothers went there.
I need more. I mean, like, I hate it. Groupthink, I hate it. I love it when people say I'm wrong. Like I love when someone comes up to me and says it's a bad bet, it's a wrong bet, don't make the play. I love it. It's great.
You know what you weren't wrong about was that Syracuse take on Friday on the grid and on the show. We got thousands of views and impressions from that. We got Newhouse grads coming at me saying, your man was out of line. I'm like, I don't think he was.
Oh, God. Yeah, you Newhouse, you soft Sharman's soft.
They're done. You already won.
No.
Let it go.
What are you going to you for? You're talking about, oh, yeah, you're a little out of line. You're proving my point. You prove my point. Newhouse should be in Connecticut. It would be better. It shouldn't be in upstate New York. It should be in Connecticut. Soft. By the way, Michael says, sorry, Dave, Michigan's beating Penn State.
I know.
He just DM'd me to say, tell Dave that, sorry, Michigan is beating Penn State. Could Oregon get in? This is going to be a very interesting thing because Washington, look, they scored 52. USC fired their defensive coordinator yesterday because of it. So you hang 52 on somebody, it's 52 points. USC scored 42 points. And I think, all you tough guys are saying that no kid should be crying because they lost a football game. Like, okay, let's see you at 19, 20 years old as to where you were. But I have no problem.
Crying in baseball. There's no crying in football.
I have no problem with Cable.
You're frozen. You're frozen. Unfreeze yourself.
There we
Snap your fingers.
Should be good, right?
Hold on.
Should be good, right? Yes.
Now you're back.
Okay.
There we go.
I have no problem with Caleb Limbs crying.
On the sideline, bro?
With his mom? No problem. None. Zero. Zip zero. And I equally don't say
he asked for ownership of a team when he got drafted.
He's losing games consistently, and it's not his fault. It's not his fault. He scored 42 points. He scored 42 points, and they lost by 10. He's frustrated. He's mad. I
In the locker room.
I have no issue with his mom being there. I got no issues whatsoever. Crying with the parents there, no issues whatsoever. Pouring your heart out for your team. I equally don't think that makes him more draftable. I also don't think he's undraftable. I just think it's just a kid being a kid and move on. Like the amount of attention that thing got was ridiculous. But Oregon whipped Cal. Yeah. Oregon's got USC this weekend. They're gonna whip them.
I haven't seen that line yet. Hold on.
I'm going to say 17.
Oregon at home.
I'm going to say
that Oregon. Oh,
I believe.
Man. Oh, my goodness gracious.
I'm going to say 17.
Oh, my goodness. It's 14.5 or 15 right now.
Okay.
And it only going up.
Up. Yeah. It would just go up. Oregon's playing some incredible football right now. Their offense is just on fire. I need Oregon Washington 2.0 because I'm betting Oregon.
Washington answered the bell against.
They did.
I mean, that was a.
But it's USC. USC couldn't tackle you.
They could.
Nah, they couldn't. They can't tackle.
They can't get to that corner like I used to.
Yeah, they can't tackle anybody. Alabama's 8-1.
Contact, though.
Alabama's lurking.
How about this?
Our boys in sports grade who grabbed those tickets, they are lurking in a big way. They've cleared every hurdle.
Yes, they have.
Their last big game is Georgia in Atlanta.
Yes, they did. Yeah. Yeah.
Man alive. Alabama could be in if they win the SEC title.
Yeah.
They're in, right?
If they win out and win the SEC championship?
Yeah.
It's not even a question.
Is it worth buying tickets on Bama right now?
Well, the number was 50-1 2 weeks ago.
I know, but what is it now?
I don't look.
I'm going to say it's 15-1.
Hold on. Let's take a quick look right now. That sounds about right. It might be a little bit less depending on where you shop. Let's see. NCAA odds.
FanDuel.
I mean, did you expect that type? We talked about it.
8-1.
That's it?
8-1.
To win the whole thing?
Michigan's plus
to make the playoff.
No, win the whole thing. Michigan's plus 230, Georgia plus 250, Florida State 6-1, Ohio State 7.5-1, Alabama 8-1, Oregon 10-1. Those are
Alabama
top
and Oregon both have one loss, and they have lower odds than Washington.
Yep.
Geez, Penn State's 100-1. That'd be a fun ticket just to buy, just to make somebody sweat.
Man, Texas 16-1. But Alabama's the fifth option on the board at FanDuel. It's unbelievable.
I mean, those prices say Michigan and Georgia are both in. I think 6-1 Florida State is in.
Well, because
that tells me,
because they're favored at Penn. They're favored at because it's also. So Michigan beats Ohio State. They're going to kill Iowa. And so they're into the playoffs, obviously, as undefeated Big Ten champion. If they were to lose to Ohio State.
I mean, if Washington wins out, which I don't know if they're going to do, they're in. Right? That was a big hurdle to overcome. They got an 8-point favorite against Utah this week.
It's
getting good. Like, this is why we watch college football.
That's a big game. Washington, Utah is a big game.
Right. Washington still has big games. That's why the hesitation.
Right.
That's why an interest in Oregon might be worth a look. UCLA lost at Arizona.
Oh, Oregon, I think we absolutely, I mean, I was looking at it last night. I think at 10-1, I think Oregon absolutely. I mean, I have Penn State. I mean, so I have Michigan at 11-1. Why would I buy Oregon at 10-1? I mean,
right.
It's I think Oregon versus Michigan in the national championship game would be a lot of fun. I just want to see if Michigan's offensive line, if Michigan plays Alabama, I want to see what Michigan's offensive line can do. That's the game I want. I want to see those two play. But I think
Tyler sent me a text. This model likes Penn State. He thinks we'll be good. That's good. I hope we cover. Good. Thanks, Tyler. I appreciate that.
He likes Penn State to cover or win the game.
It just says my model likes Penn State. We're good. So I hope you're right, Tyler. What does your model say about this? This is, I mean, play it out. It's Alabama and or Georgia, right? Georgia's in.
You think they're in with a loss?
How are they not?
Okay.
If they lose in the SEC championship,
Alabama's in, right?
To Alabama, one loss.
Michigan's in, right? Washington runs the table. Okay. Washington's in.
Washington runs the table. They're in. That's okay. So if Washington runs the table, then yes, Georgia could be out absolutely with a loss.
So
yes.
There you go. That's how Georgia gets left behind.
But a one-loss Oregon team and a one-loss Georgia team, who are they putting in?
Did they kill Washington? If they kill Washington, Oregon's in.
You're telling me,
yes,
and you live down there.
Yes.
This whole college football playoff thing is going to put in a defunct conference champion because the Pac-12 is defunct.
Yeah. Remember,
instead of Georgia and
remember, we're going to 8, 12 teams. We're going to 12. There's not as much pressure on this.
It's like time served. They're going to reward the team that they know is going to travel and that can win it. I think a one loss.
Wait a minute. Oregon
next to each other. Oregon they give it to Georgia.
Oregon will travel. Their fan base will travel in big ways. Big ways.
Georgia. It's a Southern party. And they can rig it where they'll play Alabama in the final.
It's possible.
Georgia will be favored against every team they're up against if they're a one-loss team as the 4 seed. They'll put them at the 4. They'll take out the undefeated Washington team
or Michigan.
They'll match Washington
Michigan
as the 1 seed.
Michigan we won. Michigan, Georgia, 1-4. Alabama, Washington, 2-3.
Oh, my own.
That's how you do it. That's how you get to that spot. That's how you line it up.
My goodness.
Yeah. But Michigan could beat Georgia. And then, I mean, but if Georgia, if
one
Michigan
loss Ohio State team is out, right?
Yeah, forget it.
In that situation.
Could you imagine
so quickly? Why would
if they lose to Michigan, they're irrelevant. They're out. Goodbye. They have to win. They have to win. Ohio State cannot have a loss. If they have a loss, they're dead. But Michigan, imagine if Michigan has to play Alabama and then Georgia and then Alabama to win it all. Imagine that gauntlet. As a 1 seed.
I don't think they do it.
As a 1 seed, you're Georgia, Alabama in consecutive games. No, you don't do it.
Would that be the ultimate FU walk-off for Jim Harbaugh?
And they go, I'm going to the
now
NFL.
What? Now I'm going to coach the Bears because you guys are Jaguars.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. Hell yeah. It would be a lot of fun. That would be a lot of fun. College basketball returns today with like 100 games. And they all suck.
Whoa.
Except for 2.
Oh.
What do you mean, oh?
There's a couple good games. They don't all suck.
There's 2. There's 2 games worth talking. There's 2 games really worth talking about. Yeah. These numbers are all like 7 points and higher. Like, it's ridiculous. 10, 10, 19, 17. Listen, let me just run through a couple of these spreads.
Down the street at the T-Mobile.
I know. Let me run through some of these spreads. 26, 19 and a half, 32 and a half, 15 and a half, 16, 24, 19, 10, 10, 17, 11 and a half, 20 and a half, 17 and a half, 18 and a half. These numbers, these games all suck. This is just no. But we have Oregon, Georgia, and we have USC and Florida. USC and Kent State happening here in Vegas at T-Mobile Arena, which is fun. Duke, Kansas, Purdue are the preseason favorites going in right now.
Mm-hmm.
I have made 2 plays. I have bet Creighton at 30-1, and I bet Marquette at 20-1 to win the national championship at the moment.
In full disclosure, you're a Creighton guy. You like Creighton.
But they're the good. But
the Jays are the Jays. And
I'm not alone. This is the best Creighton basketball team in the history of Creighton basketball.
This is what everybody keeps saying.
Everybody keeps saying it's a fact. Kalkbrenner, you don't get a 7'2" senior. The 2 teams that could play, which would be so funny, if Purdue were to play Creighton in the national championship and it's Zach Edey against Ryan Kalkbrenner, would be awesome. It would be Twin Towers. You don't see it anymore. It would be so fun. Why? It could happen.
That's not happening.
What do you mean? Why not?
Purdue's not playing Creighton in the NCAA championship.
Why not? Whoa.
How'd Purdue do last year in the NCAA tournament?
How'd Creighton do?
Creighton got to the Elite Eight.
And lost
First
to?
time ever.
And lost to who?
They lost to San Diego State, right?
Who played for the title? Who went to the championship game? So don't say that's impossible. Jay's getting to the Final Four. Very possible. If Creighton is in Arizona, Omaha will empty. There'll be nobody left in Omaha. They'll all be in Phoenix. Yeah. It'll be so fun. It would be that we are 100% going to do shows. I am going. If the Creighton Blue Jays are in the Final Four in Arizona, Phoenix.
Don't tell everybody our business. Go. We're going to be in Arizona. We'll put it out there right now.
Down.
We are going to be in Arizona for the Final Four. I'm telling you guys right now. For the week lead up, whatever. We don't know what hats we're going to be wearing. We don't know what shirts we're going to be wearing. But we've had some talks with some people. We 100% are going to be in Arizona Final Four week.
Yeah.
April's nice in Arizona.
It's my birthday week.
April 4th is Perrault's birthday, 4/4.
Yep.
That sounds like a great idea. So our next known BVB Brigade meetup is at that weekend, that week, something like that. Because
you're not counting February?
I don't know who's coming here yet, but I know the Super Bowl's here.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of
and
our next BVB
be
event
here.
will be the Super Bowl, will it not? That will be.
Yeah,
here.
I know, but might
be at my house. Might do a BVB party at my house.
Like literally, maybe unemployed by then. There's who knows. So, but I know we'll be in Arizona for the Final Four. Put it on your calendars if you have any interest at all.
Yeah,
we'll be down there. That would be fun. That would be great. For if it was Creighton, we got to go back. Once the regular season ends of NFL, we'll have a little flexibility in our schedule. Yeah. I might have to come back and see this Creighton thing in person in Creighton, in Nebraska.
They're playing Iowa.
Well, we're gonna figure that out. So, CBW said one can only hope Syracuse basketball does not make the Final Four. That would be interesting.
We're good.
We're good. Think you're going to do it?
We're good. Yeah, I'm not worried.
Sonic has already confirmed he will be in Arizona in April. So
yes,
one for sure person will
be
there in April will be Sonic. We'll have more people coming and going. That'll be great. We'll have meals. Well, I got 100 things working on my mind down there.
Oh, I mean, I can't believe we get to bet Drake soon. This is I love.
You're really excited about this.
I am always excited about college basketball.
I know, but like you're really excited because like your teams are actually good. Like
Drake's. I mean, Drake isn't even my team. I just love betting Drake. Like Drake, I covered Drake for a bunch of years, and I know D-Rock, the head coach. But like, they're good to bet. They're a great bet. I've bet them more them and Creighton have been the two teams I probably bet the most the last 2 years in college basketball. I love betting Drake. Drake is phenomenal.
One of the favorite things that came out of this show is your passion for the state of Connecticut. And the Connecticut Huskies won the national championship.
And they're going to be really damn good.
And they're going to be really good again.
Really
and we're going to have to hear about that shit
Marquette,
nonstop.
Creighton. I'm going to bet UConn. I will bet UConn. I just want a better number. I don't like the number at the moment for UConn. I need a little better number. It's 22 to 1. I would like to see it like around Creighton's number at 30 to 1.
Yeah.
But the Jays have gone to 20 to 1. Marquette's at 20 to 1. And Connecticut's at 22 to 1. They're all right there. Tennessee, I'm going to watch their number. The teams I haven't bet that I'm going to watch: Tennessee, UConn, Arizona, Kentucky, Kansas, Duke, maybe Purdue, but I'm not a huge fan of Purdue's team. They're 11 to 1, but I'm going to watch their prices, and I will be buying and building a portfolio. I'll be buying different tickets throughout the entire year as we go. The only two preseason bets I've made: 30 to 1 Creighton, 20 to 1 Marquette, because the reason why I'm betting Marquette, one, the Creighton Blue Jay number is going to go way down. I don't think it will be higher than 30 to 1. I think this is the peak of the season for the Jays. But Marquette also might be, because of what their schedule is going to look like. They play Illinois in the Gavitt game tip-off on the road, which I think they'll win that game. Then they go to Maui to play. Their first game is against UCLA and then Kansas.
Okay.
So they could play the number one team in the country. They could beat the number one team in the country potentially. And if that happens, the numbers are gone. And then they come home and play Texas. And if they beat Texas, now, I mean, they're going to be 8 to 1, 6 to 1, 5 to 1. Who knows? They could be at some point this year. I'll say this: at some point this year, there's a chance that you will see in the top 3, Marquette will be one of the top 3 best teams in the country this year. Shaka Smart's got a team.
It's day 1. We have 6 months to discuss college basketball.
Oh, I'm so excited.
November, December, January, February, March. That's 5 months. Sorry, I can't even count.
Right.
It is too early. There's some guys in the chat that say
it ain't too early. It's the opener.
You
just don't like college basketball. If you like college basketball, it doesn't matter. It's not too early. Today's day 1.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. Relax.
Fine. It's like baseball opening day. If we talk baseball opening day, on opening day, we would some say, "Oh, it's too early to talk baseball." No, you just don't like college basketball. That's fine. I get that, but that's ridiculous.
That's fine. There's betting opportunities every day in college basketball as well. You guys got to understand that. We're going to talk about college basketball. 1, because we like it, and 2, not a lot of people talk about it. 3, that's kind of what we do. We talk about things that maybe people don't always talk about, which again is fine. But 4, it's realistic. Ray Maker Lou said he's coming out to Arizona for the Final Four.
Let's go.
There's another guy. We got 2. Well, if we could get a big commitment, we'll get a place booked. We'll have a big meal, BVB Brigade meal together. We'll do whatever. We'll maybe play golf. There's a golf. We'll go see the Coyotes.
Oh,
I think the Coyotes would be a fun little night out. Go see a hockey game because we talk hockey. I don't know if the Suns are in town. We'll work it out. But there'll be a lot of things to do.
Before we
can't wait.
Before we let go of Sports Grid and Sirius XM, should the Bruins be dogs today?
Why not?
Why not? Bruins have 1 loss on the year in regulation.
Dallas is a good home hockey team. They're
are
good.
Boston
Do you want to be favored every game? You want the Bruins to be favored every game? Yes, they should.
They have been favored every game.
Okay.
Should they be dogs today? Allmark's in net. This is maybe one of the few times we may not see the Bruins being dogs again until December.
It's November 6th.
It's gonna be a bit. This is an automatic must play win. Even if they lose this game, you're giving me plus 120 on the Boston Bruins, the best team in the Eastern Conference. Might be the best team in hockey. I don't care if they're nicked up. I don't care if they don't have their full complement. Ottinger's not been phenomenal this year. He's been good, but not been phenomenal.
All right, let's see. So they're at the Stars tonight, dogs. Home against Islanders favorite, at the Canadiens favorite, at the Sabres favorite, home against Canadiens favorite, at the Lightning, probably small favorites, at the Panthers, probably a pick 'em, maybe. That could be the other dog game. Home against the Red Wings favorite, at the Rangers on Saturday the 25th.
Come on.
They could be small dogs again. And then they're home against They're at the Blue Jackets and they're home against the Sharks. This could be the only game there in November. That's the damn month of November.
So bet the Bruins today. The story is win or lose, just on a price perspective, you're getting plus money on the Boston Bruins. Bet the Boston Bruins. And if you're worried about it, wait. If the Bruins score first, bet the Stars on the other side. You get plus on either side.
Damn it.
So that's the game plan for tonight.
I can't believe that. I didn't even look at the schedule until just now, and I just did it in my head. And that
yeah. So they may not be dogs again until December. So just FYI, you may get a unique betting opportunity here for the Boston Bruins that you're not going to get very often this season, which is them as a dog on the money line at plus money.
Wow, we got some other people coming saying maybe they won't come for March Madness to Vegas like they normally do, and they'll just save their trip to Arizona.
You can bet in Arizona.
You can bet there. I mean, there's books there. We'll go down and we'll take over that one book, either the Caesars book, or we'll go out to the DK book.
Right, or the MGM book for the stadium where the game's being played.
We can do that one downtown, or we can go out to the one at the golf course.
Right.
It's I could get that whole thing set up too. So we'll talk. But yeah,
we got time.
Yeah,
mark it down. For you who are live on YouTube and live on Twitter, don't move. You guys are getting bonus time. If you guys are on SiriusXM on the replay on Sports Grid TV as well, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same place, same time, live. You guys get bonus time. All right, more hockey. A couple quick ones. Tampa at Toronto, which has turned into a pretty nice little rivalry here. Over 6.5. Feels like an overplay, does it not?
Yes.
Just
we got
because
the goalies confirmed here. Hold on.
It's minus 130 to the over at FanDuel.
Hold on. Let's see who's. Samsonov confirmed for Toronto. Johansson, I mean, for Tampa.
Both confirmed. Lot, huh? Samsonov against Johansson, confirmed.
Right.
The only goalie matchup that we don't know yet is Skinner against Demko in the next game, Edmonton, Vancouver. Swayman against, it's not. It's good. It's Swayman, even better. I like the Bruins bet even more. It's not Ullmark. It's Swayman. Good. Swayman gave up 5 goals in his last game. Swayman's been phenomenal. I like that even more. That 5.5 is not moving, right? Yeah, it's 5.5 minus 110. Okay. Yeah. Stars Bruins.
3-2 is the final.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed. But I'm worried about open net. I agree with that point, but 4-2 could be the final. That's the worry of that game for the Bruins and the Stars. And Ottinger has had games where he's been torched. So I'm a little worried about Ottinger, even though he's great. He's great at home normally, but he's had rough games in the past.
JC from KC, we're working on that Steelers Patriots thing on a weekday game. I'm waiting for an answer today. I had some calls this morning.
Yeah.
Trying to figure that out. That'll have to be a flyby. Like that's going to be come do the show, hang out, watch the game, and come home. I don't know if that's working yet. I'm waiting for an answer. But the
3-1 Stars. Okay, Ross. Bruins, go through the schedule and show me how many times the Bruins have scored 1 goal this year. Go ahead and count them. Go ahead. Do me a favor. Do it.
I like under better than a side.
Maybe, but again, I'm worried about 4-2. I'm worried about Ottinger. Ottinger concerns me.
We got a lot of hockey pucks in here. Put it in the chat right now. You want Boston plus or Dallas minus? Who would you take on a money line? Just straight up. Who's winning that hockey game tonight? That's the game of the night. I mean, the Chargers and the Jets will be on, but I'm watching it.
For the record, the Boston Bruins have not even been held to 2 goals yet. They've scored 3 goals or more in every single game this year. Just for the record. So you want to say 3-1 Bruins? Okay. Tip my cap to you. 3-2. If they lose, 3-2 is very possible, but I think it's 3-2 Boston.
Right.
Bruins win 3-2. Not the Stars. Open net potential too. Remember, the Bruins lost 5-4 to the Red Wings on their last game. Just FYI. Their first regulation loss of the season was last game.
Take the Bruins, Boston, Boston, BODU.
You can do a B's and C's parlay, by the way, if you want, but I'd be concerned about the Celtics. So we'll get to that in a second.
C's.
You could tonight. You could if you want to do a B's and C's parlay is available tonight. Edmonton, Vancouver 7. Do you dare bet under in this game?
No.
You sure?
I don't want under. Do you want under in this game?
I thought about it hard. I really did.
What would lead you to the under on this game?
Because some of the trends and some of the numbers are somewhat surprising when you start looking at these numbers for what these teams do when they play each other. Edmonton is 2-2-2. You know, you start looking at the numbers on the road. It's somewhat surprising. I mean, so Vancouver at home, let's see. They've been the problem, but they're 3-2 to the over. Not like running away. And on the road,
styles make fights.
They do. I would agree with that.
This is going back and forth. I don't. The winning team has a 4 minimum.
Okay, I didn't bet it. I thought about the under. I did. I thought about it, and I was like, not going to do it. Mostly because it's Skinner and Demko. Mostly because the goalies are in the game. Why I didn't bet it, but I can see this being I could see this being a 4-1, 5-1 final.
Oh my God. JC from KC just came in a chat and said the C's and B's parlay. I saw Julian Edelman do a B's and C's parlay on Twitter the other day. I hope he mentioned us.
Come on, bro. We love you.
He mentioned us.
We love you. Come on. It's not even ours. That's Chef Benny's.
Chef Benny brought it to the show. We brought it to the people. The show is for the people.
It is.
100% Chef B gave us that. It's annoying as hell to bet.
But I'd be worried about it.
More annoying to root for.
But to talk about it, money's on the T-Wolves. We talked about the T-Wolves against the Nuggets when the line move went this way for Minnesota. They beat Denver. Numbers doing the same thing. It's going 4.5 to 2.5.
Yeah.
I'd be concerned about the B's and C's parlay tonight because it sounds like, I mean, from a betting perspective, that people think that the T-Wolves are going to win the game outright.
Yeah, it's a hard place to play. It's 2.5.
Yeah. It's 4.5 at open.
2.5. Oy, I feel more confident betting the Celtics than I do the Bruins tonight.
Wow.
Dallas.
Really?
Yeah. How many games has Boston lost? Celtics.
Celtics? 2, right? Hold on.
Chef Betty's issuing a cease and desist order in the chat.
Meh.
Julian Edelman for the B's and C's parlay.
Did he call it the B's and C's parlay? I hope he didn't call it.
I really hope not.
That would be somewhat of a comfort.
Somebody got to go see him if he did.
The Boston Celtics on this year are 5-0. They have not lost yet.
Yeah, correct. Is this the night?
It could be. It should be. I mean, they're going to lose at some point.
Both on the road. Do both Boston teams win tonight, sir?
No. I
the city parlay don't get there?
No, because of the Celtics, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's because of the Bruins. But I would not bet the B's and C's parlay tonight just because they're both on the road and they're both, from a betting perspective, they're both people are going against them.
Son of a B, JC from KC said he did call it the B's and C's parlay.
Come on, Jules.
Appreciate you, bro.
We love you. Come on now.
Come on the show. Come on to BVB,
I know.
Jules.
He hasn't been on forever.
Yeah, we need to have him on.
We do.
No, I don't mean Julian Edelman.
I know. Oh, Julian. I'm thinking Edlow. Oh
no, Edlow wouldn't have said it. Edlow would be.
That's what I thought.
Edlow would have been with us.
Sorry,
Edlow's with us, not against us.
Edelman did it.
Julian Edelman went on the gambling thing and said, "I got a B's and C's parlay." He wouldn't even know what a parlay is unless he watched the show or somebody told him. Come on.
Would you over 238 for the Spurs and the Pacers tonight? Too high? 238. It's a lot of points.
I'm enthralled with this Wemby.
How could you not be?
What in the hell is this total?
238.
300.
It's 238.
It ain't high enough.
Feels that way, right?
238.
Yeah.
This might be the highest total in NBC. No, it's not even the highest total of the day. Atlanta OKC is 241.
Yeah. But Indiana's 5-1 and San Antonio's 5-1 to the over. They're both 5-1.
Over.
Right?
Yeah, it should be at least 240.
Yeah, I haven't bet this yet, but this was the last bet that came off my card was over 238. And
over.
I think I very well
over
put it back on.
Over to.
Right? So it'll jump on. And then finally, New Orleans at Denver tonight. Numbers up to 6.5. Nuggets 3.5 in the first half. How do you feel about a first half bet and a game bet with the Nuggets at home?
Nuggets been gold money cash in the first half. I like that a lot.
Yeah, back on it.
6 is the spread. Who's
And a
moving
half.
it right now while we're talking?
Up or
about it?
down?
Chrissy over to South Point to 6. Superbook to 6. The 6.
That's down then.
Gone. Bye-bye.
They're going down.
Bye-bye. 6.5's
Interesting.
the peak.
The moves on New Orleans.
It's just a number play.
Yeah, that's fine. I got a better number last night.
Wow. Johnny Parlay, friend of the show, JR33312, said he's pissed about that 238 in
Why?
the total in the Indiana game because he marked this game down last week. Doesn't like betting it when it's this high.
Oh,
Was
I
hoping
agree.
it was like 234, 235.
Yeah, 238 is really high. It's why I didn't bet it. I agree
Yeah.
with him. It's like, what's the total? I mean, what's the winning team score? 130? Like
I mean,
this is
yes.
oh.
No,
I mean, Indiana gave up 155 points to the Celtics this year. So we know they don't play any defense.
they run and play. Like, yes, this is, I'm going to have to talk. I'm going to call Gump after the show, see if he's going to see Wemby in person. I want to see a picture of Wemby in person.
Who said that? Somebody, I forget, after the game, someone said this weekend when they played the Pacers, they're like, he's just too tall. Like a human being should not be that tall. There's an NBA player saying that.
Right.
NBA playing saying that someone's too tall.
By the way, Chef Benny came in and said the Celtics scored over 70 the first half, the last 3
They
games,
did.
and 60 on the other. So
Did you see the point total for what? Here's the problem. I looked at it. Okay. The Timberwolves give up 48 points in the first half this year. They're 4th best in the NBA defensively.
yeah, I don't like it over tonight.
48. I was like, no way. I'm not touching it. At 4,
Right,
they
right,
give up
right, right.
48 points
Right.
in the first half. They
Right.
play slow and they play great defense. Nope,
Right.
didn't bet it.
No.
I stayed off of it. I looked at it, Jeff. I looked at the same bet and said, all right, team total Celtics. Let's see it. Minnesota is really good defensively in the first half. Not betting it. So that's
Okay.
why I didn't play the Celtics first half team total over for that reason. I'd only play it under.
Right.
But Boston's offense keeps me off of it because they could score 60 points on somebody. It's not impossible, but I don't like it.
You better get
Time.
us a better book it.
All right. I have some good numbers here. Oregon minus 4.5 against Georgia.
The basketball game?
Yep. Starts
The
in
basketball game starts in 38
30
minutes.
Yep. This is not on replay. This is on only bonus time.
This is fantastic. I don't care if it's on
Da-
replay or not.
Dana
The
Altman's
guys
team-
you're watching.
Dana Altman's team is going to be very, very good this year.
Is it?
Bounce back year for Altman. Bounce back year for the Ducks. They'll make the tournament this year. Georgia's got a bunch of new pieces. I get the move entirely. It's 6.5 now. I get it.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Where's it 6.5?
It's been 6.5 all morning. Trust me.
Oh,
Everyone's been
God.
asking me,
Hold on, let me get
how'd you get
refresh.
4.5? How'd you get 4.5? I got it last night.
It's 6.5. Yeah, it is Spain in 6. Well, one place is still 6. Yeah, I'll take my shot with the dog. I'd say book it. I don't know the first thing about it. I'm not
You
watching.
can take at 4.5. You take plus 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
So what? So you must love 6.5 then.
Well, yeah, probably.
The number is 6.5 right now.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's just like the numbers are so off. If you can nail down like 10 teams,
The number moved because one of the players for Georgia is not playing, by the way. Just
yeah,
so you know.
which always like the books stay open because of these moves, and they take all the bets at the good numbers, and then they go right into CLV camp. Doesn't
Essentially.
always work. So
Game 1, though.
you know, I'm of the nature, I'll be the book guy and say I'll book it, and you know, we'll take our chances with a team, a matchup that. Why are these two teams even playing here?
Non-conference tournaments, openers.
Let's invite yourself to let's get invited to Vegas and play a.
Yeah.
So do they play the other two teams that are playing
don't
tonight?
think so.
Do they play?
No, I don't think
So
so.
you come across the country and play one game against a weird non-conference opponent.
Yep. Not weird. It's a resume builder.
Georgia, Oregon is completely odd.
No,
Like
it's a resume. It's a
SEC.
resume. They're all odd. That's why you play non-conference games in the
I-
pre-conference schedule.
Well,
So it's about your resume builder.
And then the other game tonight out here is what?
K-State, USC. Tougher game to call. I lean USC, but K-State's going to be pretty good.
Ooh, I'll take the Big 12 team there. All right, I'll take dog in those situations.
Tougher game. Favorite dog to me on that. Same game teaser. Jets plus 9.5, under 45.5.
I don't know which way this loses. You know how
Minus
I feel.
120.
Part of the shtick of the show is that I have to book the teasers because I have to turn in my card. If I don't, as a book guy, same game teasers, I don't know which side loses. I think the Jets are live to win the game. I certainly think they stay within 9.5, and I already have under 41.5.
So,
so I hope that one gets there. I bet
43 is the most points so far scored in the game involving the Jets. 23-20 was the final against the Chiefs. 5 straight games to the under for the Chargers.
I'm going to be on Sports Grid later. They moved me to the radio, 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. I'll be on with Carver. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to be on for 1 hour. I hope there's somebody scoring while we're on. Otherwise, it's going to be a long-ass, boring hour.
Watch basketball. Denver minus 5.5 against New Orleans.
Bet it.
Denver first half minus 3.
Bet it again.
And then finally Bruins money line. I got plus 115. It's plus 120.
And they're losing tonight.
They're winning tonight.
They're losing a game.
The last time you and I went against it, last time we had this
I
fight,
know. I
won.
lost the shootout. If it goes to a shootout, unload on the Bruins. If this is tied, going
and it could
overtime,
be 2-2. There's no debating it.
I got no shot.
There's no debating it. Time for answering your super chat questions. Chef Benny, I hated missing last week. We're back with the B's and C's parlay at plus 275. Good job out of you. He has this parlay. Oregon money line. Under 2.5 goals. First period. Boston and Dallas. How does that lose? Gift Edmonton, Vancouver, and Nuggets money line at plus 259.
That's very creative.
What gets him there?
Good work. That's creative. That's a creative parlay right there, Chef B.
I mean, maybe the gift gets you. That would be about it.
Like what you did there, sir. The super chat thing is great, guys. If you like that, hit that button on the right and drop a chat in there, a question. It comes up. We get to them in bonus time every day. Differentiates you from the crowd. Gives us a, couple bucks, which helps keep the show going. And we appreciate the hell out of you if you do.
Johnny Parley's going to the LSU Colorado game, the women's game. It's going to be a hell of a game. Both are nationally ranked. LSU defending national champs.
Kelsey's going to that.
Good game. Really good game. That's going to be
She's going to watch a good girls basketball game. She
hell
told
of
me. I was like,
hell of an event.
That's awesome.
JPC the fourth. First period 0-0 for Bruins and the Stars. Very, very possible. The Bruins have been a very good first period under team. It's just juiced to high heaven under 1.5. It's like minus 140, minus 150. That's why I didn't bet it. But yes,
140 is livable.
Not on first periods.
I mean, sometimes they're minus 170.
That too. Okay. I mean, it's just a lot. I mean, it's just getting very expensive to bet first period unders. Let me see. What is it now? First period.
Primetime football unders are now 20-7.
I believe it. Your first period under. Oh, it's come down dramatically. Under 1.5 is minus 118 at FanDuel for a game with a 5.5 total. Love that.
Wait, say that again?
Bruins Stars under 1.5 goals in the first period is down to minus 118 at FanDuel.
Wow.
Whoa. That was not that number last night. It was like 138 last night. Why did that move so much? Whew. Swayman, the goalie change must have done it when they changed out Ullmark for Swayman for Ullmark. That must be why the price changed. Whew. Okay. Yeah. Forget 0-0, under 1.5 goals. That's a 1-0 after the first period game from one of the two teams. Chris, JPC the fourth. For the record, Matt, you were right about Dallas in that play. However, Dak to throw an interception was the last leg of my parlay. So yeah, the snowflake needed to throw it up in the end zone. College of Charleston. I saw someone with a College of Charleston sweatshirt walking yesterday. I walked past
Really?
her. Yeah, I was like, hey. minus 110 over UT. I have no idea, nor does Dave.
What?
Arlington UT Arlington money line minus 125 and JMU plus 16.5. There's no way.
God bless you.
Excuse me. Crunchy Beamer, I'm way behind. I got Portland State Air Force under 139.5 last night for tonight. Big CLV there. I get the CLV badge of the day. And Dave's Daily Pick says, get these guys a bag, the best duo in the space. Dave,
we appreciate all of those comments. We appreciate. I got wrong side. Robbie just actually tried to reach me.
Okay.
And he's a Bet Rivers guy. We're talking to Bet Rivers about some things. I want to shout out wrong side Robbie and the crew there. For those of you guys that have Bet Rivers, we don't here in Nevada, but there's a lot of people watching the show right now.
There's a Bet Rivers. Is this true that there's a Bet Rivers bar here in Vegas now?
There's a house where they play poker.
Oh,
and
okay.
I was not invited. I was offered a spot in a $10,000 entry game. And I said, what kind of shit do you think I'm running here? I got 3 kids. I got a wife. I got a life. I ain't got 10 dimes to go play cards with these snakes and people that are going to try to rob me, take my money. But I want to go and hang out. I couldn't.
Yeah, I saw a post with someone at a bar. It said Bet Rivers over right here. I'm here in Vegas. I was like,
yeah, that was Nigel. Nigel
yeah.
was there. Yeah. I was going to go over, but I didn't have the entry fee.
Okay. I was like, Bet Rivers is here. I was like, I didn't think Bet Rivers was in Vegas. So there we go. Okay. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't have it. But you guys are in the chat. You guys have Bet Rivers where you're at.
Most of you guys do.
There's a Bet Rivers in Portsmouth near Mikey Awesome.
Yep.
Vinny Konowinski in Indiana said, he likes Bet Rivers. It's possible.
So all right. Favorite thing about today is what?
I told you before the show, I got an appointment today at 3:00. I'm going to see the doctor for results of all these tests and stuff that we're running as the checkups and all this other stuff. And I'm in such a good place mentally, and a lot of it's due to the show, that like I'm going with full expectations that the doc says everything's good. Everything, let's do a little more of this, let's do a little less of that, and let's keep going, because you got a lot of shit to do in your life still. You got a 9-year-old daughter, you got a 20-year-old daughter, you got an 18-year-old daughter, you got a lot of years that you got to be alive for them. Your wife, who I think wants me alive. I mean, it's pick 'em some days, but she's good. No, but like my favorite thing about today is that something like this would have me uptight, nervous, worried in the past, and like knowing we were coming on doing the show was my main concern today. And then, we got a call as soon as we're done. I got to get down to that office and I got to listen to that. Then I'm going to come home and I'm going to do an hour radio, an hour TV. Blessed. My favorite thing about today is us doing this show and all of you watching it from all over the place. And I say it all the time, but when I say it, I mean it. Like, I don't know if people in the space, I don't care what anyone else is doing. I don't care. We're doing us right here. And I can't thank you enough for this, the hats, the overlays, the chats, the DMs, the texts, all of it. Thank you. My favorite thing about today, the show.
My favorite thing about today is the lesson that we all can take from what Joshua Dobbs did with the Vikings yesterday. Joshua Dobbs got traded 4 days before. He had to play the majority of the game yesterday for the Vikings, and he was not supposed to. He barely knew the playbook. He knew nicknames of his teammates. He didn't know their names. He didn't know their names. He knew what some guys had nicknames from practice. Like he knew what people called each other. Yeah. But if you said, what's his name? He didn't know their name.
Oh, no.
He didn't know their name.
Like me.
He didn't know the terminology. In the huddle, Joshua Dobbs is literally drinking out of a fire hose, asking what play is going to happen where, how is this going to happen, where am I supposed to be, where are you going to be? And all this guy did was lead his team to a 31-28 win on the road, which could have saved the season for the Vikings. He could have. My favorite thing about today is that opportunity knocks in weird ways. And you never know when, you never know how, but when you get the opportunity, grab that son of a bitch by the throat and take every damn advantage of it, because you never know what can wind up happening. Because everyone today is talking about Joshua Dobbs in the NFL and what the hell this guy just did. Now, he's a very smart guy, very intelligent, able to process information very, very quickly. Special dude, special place, but you take advantage of the opportunities that you're put in front of you. He didn't hang his head. He got sacked and fumbled in the first series. He sacked, fumbled, turned the ball. He could have hung his head, being like, you know what? I was here 4 days ago. Like, what the hell am I going to do? Nope. All he did was throw a touchdown pass with 30 seconds to play in that football game to win for the Vikings. And they may have a dude. They may have their quarterback. Kevin O'Connell very well may have a guy that could take the Vikings to the playoffs, given what the NFC looks like right now. They're alive. I could not love that story any more than I do. Congrats, Joshua Dobbs. Awesome example for young kids. Awesome example for people when you're given an opportunity. I don't care how many bad things are stacked against you. I don't care how many excuses you may have. Try to make the damn best of it, and who knows where you might go. Favorite thing about today is that. Absolutely love
show.
that kid.
It's a microcosm of the show. Right?
Agreed. I love that story for Josh Dobbs. Back tomorrow. Lots to come on this week. We got a full week. Creighton basketball, they play tomorrow. Let's go, Jays. Tomorrow. We're back, baby. Here we go. More to come on tomorrow's BVB. Thank you for being here. Like, subscribe, hit the like button too, by the way. Get us to 100. Dave, Matt, back on a Tuesday for BVB.